Welcome to Fire Breathing Kittens, an actual play podcast. Every episode microplot is a complete adventure with a beginning and an end that fits into an overarching macro plot of the whole season. Because they stand sturdily on their own, you can listen to these adventures in any order and skip any you don't enjoy. Today, we're playing using the combat mechanics from a game called Pirates of the Bone Blade. It's our first time playing, so we might make some mistakes. If you enjoy these mechanics, you can find Pirates of the Bone Blade on drivethrurpg.com. Build your own Pirates of the Bone Blade character and play a game with friends. Speaking of friends, today we are joined by Marty.
Hey everyone, I'm Marty. I'm kind of the spirit of summer, but I'd kind of like to be more, so I'm figuring that out right now. I'm tall and muscular, tanned, have mid-length curly red hair, can control fire and water, so that's kind of fun. And I'm just ready to be on a boat. Oh, I'm supposed to read you these words because we're using this system today. I am brawny, obviously. I'm a navigator and a sea dog. Those are my traits for this. And I am mischievous, so watch out.
Sadie.
Hey, I'm air quotes Sadie. That's what they say. My traits, I am a Macrotus elf, which means I have ears that go out as wide to the horizon as you can imagine, and I'm totally used to that. I definitely didn't turn my head too rapidly, whip myself in the eye with an ear, and I'm not wearing an eye patch for that reason. Definitely not. My traits are agile, my concept is gunner, my perk is exotic pet, cough cough, and my quirk is eye patch. And then totally normal, definitely what you expect from Sadie in previous episodes, this is me, is that I have a list of 10 Shakespeare vocab words that I'm going to use this week. Sneap, which is a criticism. Raiment means clothes. Mobbled means veiled. Mated means confused. Foison means abundance. Welkin means sky. Fleshment is the excitement from starting something. Gratulate is greet. Peregrinate is to wander. And Kicky Wicky's your girlfriend.
Demyan.
Hello, my name is Demyan, and I am a human, a short-stack human, like 160 centimeters like short-stack human. I'm currently shaved my hair, and I'm wearing my pants with a lot of pockets, with everything a mechanic might need, a pair of combat boots, and a hockey jacket. Also, I'm really hyped up because I have some background as an airman, as a sailor. And my traits are crafty, I am a gunner, I am a sea dog, and I am honorable.
Awesome. And we have a fourth person, Tord.
Hello, my name is Tord Unfred. I hail from the north, but, I've been visiting a little bit south lately, and I find myself along the fire-breathing kittens. I am brawny as my trait, strong, vital, and, of course, good with athletics and my melee weapon. My concept, I'm just a mere cabin boy myself. My perk, I have an exotic pet. My pet is a small sugar glider who I have aptly named Shug. He accompanies me along on all of my adventures. And my quirk, I am quite an honorable person. I try not to tell a lie.
Fantastic. Well, let's go ahead and get this going. You are all in the Fire Breathing Kittens Guild Hall. The guild is a large building with a bar, sitting area, wooden tables, chairs, and there's a corkboard with job flyers posted on it. But Marty, what are you currently doing in the guild hall?
I guess I'm just, I set up my hammock between two of the beams, and I'm just sitting there with a drink.
What about you, Tord?
Tord's probably nearby table, picking at food. Little bit of uneasy stomach, Tord, so whatever slop being served today doesn't really sit well with me. I'm picking out little bits I can. Whatever, not going to upset stomach.
And Sadie, what are you doing?
Thank you for the air quotes. She's also eating, but instead of a picky eater, she's like shoveling food in her mouth. This is an elf who is getting like red gravy like splashes and like I'm not eating prettily. And I'm saying, what foison here? Such abundance, the like I've never seen. Shoveling it down.
Demyan, what about you?
Demyan is sitting behind the bar counter and he is currently fixing a coffee machine. And you probably hear him singing something in Russian and sometimes interrupting it with Russian swearing words. A lot of Russian cursing.
Okay. Well, now that I've got the scene set up here. As you guys are all doing, as you're eating, drinking, everything else that you all are doing currently, the doors to the guild hall burst open. And you see someone run in. He's actually dressed very similar to how Demyan kind of described a bit too. He's kind of a taller, about six and a half foot tall, about 2.2-ish meters, I believe. Pretty tall fella, wearing some beat up looking jeans, a black leather jacket that's clearly been patched up and repaired over time. He bursts through the doors. Clearly he's been running to do so, and he is currently dramatically has his hands on his knees, catching his breath, leaning forward, very stereotypically. What would you guys like to do?
Hey, man, take a load off. There's room for two in the hammock.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Hold on. I'll be fine in a second. And he stands back up and he kind of cracks his back a little bit. It's like, please tell me this is the Fire Breathing Kittens Guild Hall. I have burst into 3 occupied buildings and I'm just getting real tired of being told no and no one would tell me where to actually go.
Oh, that's a vibe.
Yes. That's the place.
Fantastic. So, and he stands back up. He's caught his breath now. He's like, well, I was going to put this on the job board, but since there's people here, I may as well just go ahead and he reaches inside his jacket and he pulls out a piece of paper and dramatically flares it open and says, I'd like to hire some adventurers to go on an adventure, I suppose. And he's holding it out and his arm's kind of shaking a little bit because you can tell he's really tired.
I congratulate you, good sir. What quest have you for us today?
Yeah, we're adventurers.
Well,
I guess.
Well, the adventure that I have proposed here, I have a friend, a crew member, actually, to be precise. He is currently in prison, and I need help. I need some help getting some evidence to get him out of prison.
Well, did he do it?
No, of course not.
Hey, you never know, man.
Nah, I know him real well. He wouldn't have done anything like this. So, any
like
takers?
This man has been wrongfully committed. I don't know about the rest of you, but sounds like something I would be interested in myself.
He's still just standing there dramatically posed with the piece of paper just hanging out.
Oh gosh, dude, just take a seat. I would offer you some coffee if the coffee machine wasn't broken. So, tea?
Tea's fine. I actually don't like coffee, so that works out well.
Just take a seat behind the counter and I will fix you some tea.
Yep.
Sadie, where do you fall on the tea versus coffee?
I've never tried either. What delights. This, yes, this is a totally normal day. Can I try both?
You've never tried tea. Interesting.
Says the 718-year-old elf. What fleshment for starting a fabulous day. I fit in.
Well, it's not that fabulous. The coffee machine is still broken, so all we have is some tea.
Well, the good news is there'll be coffee on my ship for you, so you'll have something when we get there.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's hop.
Yes, let's leave this first the tea, and then we leave this place and go to the ship. What type of tea is it, Demyan?
Some tea with melissa and herbs. It's a herbal tea from my motherland.
I drink it trustingly.
Well, that's actually all what you would expect from a herbal tea.
Flavor, yeah, it's all dependent on the herbs. It may not be to your liking, but there's plenty of teas out there out in the world, so you'll find one you like at some point, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think just not to feel rude, Tord would probably scoop whatever's left of his slop sneakily in the garbage best he can before dropping his plate back off and thanking whoever prepared it. That was probably the most delicious meal Tord personally has ever had. Thank you very much. I'm just going to run into the washroom just for a second.
I always tell it's a sign of a good cook when you have to run to the restroom as soon as you finish eating it. Well, once he's done freshening himself up, we can go ahead and make way back to the docks, and I can show you around the ship, and we can make our course.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Lead the way.
All right, sally forth then. And he leads you guys to the docks where I know at least one of you has been many times, but this will be the easiest way, or easiest time you've ever gotten through the docks because he's already got his vessel parked there. It's a pretty good sized, it's a sailing ship, so you'll definitely have a little bit of traveling there. At least it appears to be a sailing ship. And as you guys are approaching it, you do notice on the side, painted onto the side of the vessel is the name Kilroy. So you can presume that is the name of the ship. So this person leads you to the ship. There's a gangplank. You guys can just walk right on up it. So now you guys are on the ship. What would you like to do before he starts, before he says anything else?
I guess the first thing is, how many masts are on this ship, if there are masts?
2.
I am going to string up my hammock between the masts.
Oh, you don't even have to. There's already one there.
Yeah, but it's not my hammock.
That's fair. He'll allow you to switch it out.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Demyan has had quite a lot of accidents with ships and airships in his last, some months. So he takes a bit of precaution and just checks if everything is okay from mechanical point of view. No obvious leaks, the sails are upright and without holes and all this stuff.
Yeah, you can take a look at that. I mean, we'll go ahead and make this a die roll just cause. So go ahead and roll 2d6 for this.
Can't I use my sea dog trait?
Yes, absolutely. So I believe it gives you a third one, if I recall correctly.
Yes. It's 5, 6, and a 3.
Yeah, that's more than enough on that. So, yeah, no, the ship is actually really well built. It's very well maintained. It's very clean. Clearly someone has, keeps up really good housekeeping on this vessel. So it's clean, it's sturdy, well designed, has gunning stations, has cannons and stuff mounted on the side. Self-defense, of course, only. So, but yes, well built, a well designed vessel. And there is coffee.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, this ship isn't going to sink anytime soon. I'm happy to hear that.
Are you sure? I'm not 100% on this. I don't know. Tord's visibly skeptical, still sitting on the dock. He's never been on a ship before in his life, you could tell. He starts to walk the gangplank, and he starts to sway from left to right. Sea legs are just not something that even he would think of at this point. He gets on board, still queasy from lunch. Are you sure? What kind of background do you have to be making these kind of accusations?
Trust me, I'm an engineer.
It looks like you are engineer. Many pockets. I appreciate.
Thank you, I guess.
Sadie's right there with you, Tord. She's never really been on a boat before, but seeing that everybody else made it all right, she's like, I follow.
The person whose name no one has asked for yet, he hands both of you paper bags, and it's like, just breathe into these if it gets a little too much motion.
Marty opens the bag and checks for anything inside.
Oh, they were folded up. They're like brown paper sandwich bags.
Oh, so obviously empty.
Yes.
Okay.
There's air in there now.
Wow, we have an airbag.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. These two are looking a little on the queasier side there. You guys will each have your own room.
I might be fancy to take one of those bags, maybe 2, maybe 3 if you have some. Do you have any to spare?
You'll only need one. Don't worry about it.
We took this job, but what we didn't take was your name, good sir.
Oh, yeah, sorry. All the commotion, I completely forgot to even introduce myself with this. The name is Michael Dillon.
Well, how do you do?
Well,
If there's one person I trust, it's a man with 2 first names.
I am just a product of what my parents named me. So, Or at least the first part. Second part's just the family name. Anyway, you guys will each have your own set of cabins, so you don't have to bunk with anyone, anything like that. I've got plenty of space down below deck. You'll be fine there. My only other crew member that I have right now, he is down below currently. His name is Grayson. He's the one who keeps everything running clean here. I'm the captain of the ship. I'm the captain of the Kilroy. But if you have anything else, talk to Grayson. He'll be able to get you hooked up the rest of the way.
Yes, I would definitely like to talk to this Grayson dude. At least to tell him that I really appreciate his job.
All right. Well, if you guys want to stay above deck, though, in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and just set sail and make our way to the island where my friend is currently being held prisoner. Oh, but I try to his name just to get that out of the way, too. His name is Orin. Orin.
What was Orin accused of?
The usual murder.
That's usual around here.
Who did he murder?
Oh, a state official. Well, not a state official, like a local official.
Ouch.
So so that's basically all there is that. But yeah, if you guys want to find some spots on the side, it's actually pretty fun little kickoff we're about to have here. So with that, Michael then heads up a little bit. There's the big steering wheel is on the ship, where that is, and he grabs the sides of it and he gives it a really good long spin. The ship then steers its way out of the port from Nicomoy, and even though there's no wind here currently, the ship seems to be moving under its own power. The sails appear to just be for show.
Wow, that's amazing. How does it work?
Quite literally, it's just some magic. We have propellers down below that have some wind magic running through them that makes it go forward. It doesn't go very fast, but it keeps it on those, dead nights or where there's no wind, or if it's a storm and we really need to keep it moving in one direction, we can take this mast, we can take the sails down and just use that.
How useful. You can peregrinate without wind. You are no longer subject to the welkin, to the whims of the welkin above.
What?
I like the cut of your jib.
As if you needed to, I can always make it go faster.
Oh, we're going to be fine. We have like 5 days. It's like a 2-day journey to get to the island before they're going to execute him. So it's fine. We have plenty of time.
Yeah, no worries. All right. Well, what do we do for those 2 days then? Anybody got any ideas? I have a harmonica.
Yeah, if you want to play the harmonica, absolutely. We could always use the music. I don't know how to play any instruments or anything like that. So yeah, absolutely. Could use some, do you know any sailing songs by chance?
I'm sure I could make something up, but you can't play the harmonica like this. Sadie, do you got any crystals? What's going on here? Give me some good ones.
Oh, I did. Yes, I did touch the various crystals that I used to own, and that burned my fingers severely. It was not a good choice. And I was very highly ill for many days. So I've left those at home today.
Oh, really? You left your crystals?
Should I not have done? In the future, I will try to keep those crystals on me, she says, and that is, she's gonna try, but she's gonna burn herself. But she's gonna try. She's like,
all of them, even the really fun ones. Sadie, come on. What are you doing?
She thinks desperately, and they all just looked like a quartz crystal to her. And some of them were super poison, and some of them made her very high. And she's like, my friend needed to borrow them from me, and so I loaned the crystals to them. Yes, I will get them back soon.
All right. Well, who else has something to while away the journey? I like a more natural vibe, anyways. If you get my drift.
I was promised some coffee on board.
Oh yeah, that's down below. That's below deck.
Say no more. Demyan just makes his way down the deck.
All right. Yeah, you head down there. Does anyone want to follow Demyan?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll go. We'll find somebody who looks like they got weed.
I'm sticking around anywhere. A little bit of weed, never heard of this, but maybe might partake.
Yeah, we're on a boat. I'm sure somebody does.
So you guys head down below, and unlike, your normal kind of idea that a lot of folks have of old sailing ships where it's kind of, barren and just, it's the wood, it's furnished down below. Like there's some comfortable looking chairs and couches. You can see where the doors are off, where your guys' rooms are all going to be. And it feels almost like the Fire Breathing Kittens Guild Hall in a way that there's also a bar and a kitchen set up there too. And you see someone behind that bar with very long hair. It's a guy. Hair is probably about down to here. He has a very thick, full beard. And he is wearing glasses. And he is currently he's doing something. His back is turned from you, so you can't actually see what he's doing.
We congratulate you, good sir.
He is surprised. He's like, what? What? Oh, hello. I'm Grayson. You probably already met Michael then. I'm in charge of the bar part. Michael takes care of the kitchen part. You guys need anything?
At first I was going to ask for some coffee, but are you that Grayson? The one who keeps the ship in this pristine condition?
That is me.
I'm a big fan of your work here. I'm a really, really big fan. The last two ships I used to sail had, let's say, technical failures that led to quite an miserable fate.
I've been on a few of those before too. This is actually the second Kilroy. The first Kilroy got destroyed, but it's all good. That's why we built a second one.
That's the spirit, my friend.
Anyway, anyone need anything to drink since I'm back here currently?
Yeah, coffee, if you have. I was promised you have coffee here.
I sure do. And he pours you a cup and he hands it to you.
Thank you.
It is some of the best coffee you've ever had. It was roasted with love.
Yes, you can feel it.
I think with all this talk of ships going down and this being the second Kilroy, it's like talking about a plane going down on a plane. So I think Tord's probably sweating behind the neck. He goes, yes, maybe a couple warm teas to settle the stomach and the nerves, please.
I know just the kind for you. And it's going to take a minute though, because you can't have tea just sitting around. You gotta brew it. So he puts together some loose herbs, puts them in a little thing, pour some water on top of it, lets it settle, and he strains it all into a couple of couple of cups, a couple of mugs. It's just some chamomile tea, something to kind of take the edge off for you. No caffeine for you right now. That's going to be I feel like that'd be a bad idea for you.
Thank you, good sir. You're very gentleman, yes.
I mean, in the interest of historical accuracy, we are on a boat, right? I am sure there's some grog around here.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of booze behind him. You can see it all just out in the open.
Yeah, well, let's go for the old school grog. Lemon juice, sugar, and rum. That's all you need.
Yeah, he takes out a couple of big pewter mugs or tankards and fills them up. Mixes up a recipe for y'all and sets them both out. He has two. He's been making two of everything in case someone wants a second one.
You gotta prevent scurvy.
So that's out there. There's a second cup of coffee out.
I love how I am like mixing caffeine and alcohol immediately. Just like step one of adventuring.
I mean, that's step one of going to the gay bar. You have to stay awake. Vodka Red Bull?
Point.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
We all drink it.
Why did Sadie die? She fell off the ship because she was. Yeah.
I made a new beverage. I call it Four Loco.
Yeah. Why did that get taken off the shelves?
Can't imagine why.
So, about this local official. Are we even sure they're dead? Is there a body? Before we subject poor Oren to Sneep, first, let's find the evidence.
Yeah, no, Grayson's like, I'm assuming you said that to everyone that was present. So yeah, Grayson's just standing right there. Yeah. Like, yeah, no, I saw the guy. He looked pretty dead. But I mean, I didn't touch him or anything, so it could have been an illusion. Always hard to say.
If you saw a dead body and this Oren was around, how you know he not did it?
I mean, we were with him. I mean, we're one crew, so I mean, if he did it, it could have been in the middle of the night or something like that when we were asleep. Could have snuck out, but I mean, Oren's got enemies, but not this guy.
Fair enough. Just if we're asked, why did Orin, how do you know Orin don't do it? I would like to have some kind of, some reasoning, for myself.
Oh, the problem is everything.
Okay, why did Orin want to make a sweet love with the business end of a blunderbuss to that guy?
Well, I didn't get a chance to talk to Orin before they arrested him. He happened, from what I've understood, Michael knows more details than I do. From what I understood, though, is he just happened to be the guy that was there at the same time with the dead body. So from our perspective, it appears to be a victim of circumstance.
Fair enough. I've been there myself.
There was no proper investigation, right?
Probably not. But we weren't able to do one because it's just the two of us now. So that's why we need more people to get more eyes on the prize, so to speak. You got anything else for us? For me? Like I said, Michael's going to know more detail about that than me. Do you want to know more about Orin, though, as I think is what someone was asking?
Yes, for the most part, you have answered my question. I have myself been victim of happenstance once or twice before, but if you're saying that you trust this man, then I guess I will have to go along with it. The rest of the party as well seem convinced, and I guess I am as well.
What's your least favorite thing about Orin?
Probably the fact that he doesn't have connections anymore, but that he still has some unsavory ties to the criminal underworld. Former gang member, basically. Then he joined up with our crew.
What was his role in that gang?
He was an enforcer, which is basically what he's the muscle for us. He's a acrobatic martial artist.
Okay. Well, I like to withhold judgments until I meet people.
Well, hopefully we can. It's been it was a day to get here. It's going to be a day to get back. So, we might be able to actually talk to him. This time they might have him in a public gallows for, vegetable tossing or whatever.
You said you saw the body of the local official. What did it look like? Any obvious stab wounds or major injuries?
There was a stab wound. It was kind of here in the rib cage. That was the main one that I saw. If there was any more, I'm not entirely sure. But that was just the one that I saw because I got to witness Orin getting arrested and hauled off. But that was just kind of how that went. So it was the middle of the night. Woke up, took a stroll, and then there was already a crowd of people there, and I saw Orin getting hauled away.
Did your captain try to break him out of there somehow, like talk them out of jailing him, or maybe break him out completely?
Well, Michael did mention trying to break him out of jail and just never bothering to come back to this town ever again. But I had to point out to him, there's only two of us, and while this is a little podunk town, there's still more guards than us. So that's probably the other reason why you got four of you guys. A little extra muscle if we can't exonerate him, then we just kind of need to, break him out and call it a day.
Should be easy enough to do.
Hopefully, they put like 4 or 5 guards in front of him, so wherever, at least the entry to the cells. So we'll see what it is when we get back, though. Any more questions?
Nah, I'm ready for this jailbreak.
Well, I don't have any questions regarding the case, but I'm quite curious about your engine system. Can I take a look at it, please? Please?
Yeah, you certainly can, my very excited friend. And yeah, he takes you, does anyone want to come with to the engine room tour, or?
Sure.
Merrily.
All right. So he takes you guys down there. So it's another photo. This is where it gets a little more kind of typically what you'd expect from a sailing ship. It is not, it's still clean and everything, but it's not furnished anymore. It's basically just, it's an engine room. And what you see is there's kind of 2 things off to the side. They're made out of metal and some other stuff. And you can see a glow kind of inside, and it is like a greenish, yellowish kind of color. And if you put your ear up to it, you can actually hear a whooshing noise kind of going through it, like the sound of air being moved.
So I was told it works on magic?
Yes, it's pretty much just magic. That's what keeps this thing moving is magic. It was some wind magic that, I think it was a rock that Michael found somewhere. He found a couple of them, and he just put them in there. Found some sorcerer guy, I forget what his name was, start with a K. He enchanted them and got them to do this.
Interesting. Let me just write it down. A rock generating air current, which rotates the shafts, which propels the ship. Interesting. Let me just make a drawing of it.
Yeah, you're making your notes. Though Grayson, like I said, does not remember the name of the sorcerer that designed the vessel. So, or not designed the vessel. He knows that name, but the guy that enchanted the rocks to do the wind propulsion, like I said, violates several laws of physics for that to happen. But that's the joy of magic. Physics don't apply. So so you can he'll let you take all the schematic notes that you want for how this works. He doesn't really seem to care if that gets out on how his ship functions. So, anyone else would you like to do anything? If not, then we are going to go ahead and accelerate a few.
No, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know what else there is to do on a boat.
And you got the most of it done. And drinking and eating, those are the two things that you can really do to pass the time with.
Marty's real good at that.
One thing, the two are two seasick people. I would like for you to realize that when you're below deck, there isn't any wave sway like you're expecting. Like the ship is actually very, very smooth while it's riding. So that's just a thing for you guys to keep in mind. Now, when you're above deck, you can see it happening. So it's actually really like disconcerting that you'll see the horizon kind of bouncing up and down, but you're not feeling the effects of it, which is actually a little worse because you're seeing movement but not feeling it. About 7 hours later, no one's gotten drunk yet. No one's completely inebriated, but you're all still below deck when this occurs. When you hear Michael from up top shouts out like, "Hey, gonna need some help here. Anyone wants to come up and help fight some weird sea creatures? By all means, a hand is needed."
All right,
let's go.
All right, battle stations
On the way.
Yeah.
So.
General quarters, all hands to your battle stations. Din, 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 din.
So the creatures are on deck. They're not in the water. Whatever they were, they just kind of leaped up from the water. Some sort of weird looking turtle, fish looking creatures that walk on hind legs. And in typical nautical fashion, they are holding tridents as their weapons of choice. Conveniently, on the ground, you can see that someone, well, there's only two other people on the ship, so it had to have been Michael, kicked over a box full of weapons of, various types. And he is currently engaged in a sword battle, or trident versus sword battle, with one of these sea creatures. So inside the box, there's a few typical kind of nautical weapons, like blunderbuss, flintlock pistols. One really weird looking gun that looks like a pistol, but it's not something you guys have seen before. There's a few swords in there. Pretty much anything you would want to pick up to fight some sea creatures.
Yes, the strange gun looks captivating.
Okay. You can pick up the strange gun. And you can see Michael, even though he is currently engaged in melee combat with one of these things, he looks over and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's a good one," and then gets back to what he's doing. Anyone else grabbing something out of the box?
Is there a quarterstaff?
There's one leaning up against the wall. That one wasn't in the box. That's too long to fit in there. But yeah, there's some staff-like things that are there, made out of some good sturdy wood.
I'm gonna grab one of those.
Okay.
I think Tord will look for anything with a long, sharp edge that he can swing with a handle on it. So axe, sword, anything.
There's swords in there. There's a good long sword in there.
All right, he'll grab there's like a scimitar, like one of those cool like curved swords. He's gonna look for one of those, but if he can't find one, he'll just grab a regular sword.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's a scimitar in there. It's a boat. There's got to be one.
Very on
and
theme.
then
I
Tord
like
goes
it.
Aladdin style into the combat.
Everyone else is picking up weapons. So Sadie picks up a chopper. It's like a longer than a knife, flat edge, shorter than a machete. Yeah.
Like a cleaver?
Like a cleaver, a bit longer. Yeah. And then she looks really confused and she just kind of looks at it and looks at you guys and she's like, yeah. She's got, white elf hair, super thin arms, just holding the chopper.
Okay, so you all have your weapons now. So the way it works for combat, it's pretty much how we just resolved the previous challenge like before, where you're going to, does anyone, because I just because my memory is terrible, if you have anything that kind of covers it, I know someone had brawny. So that's gonna help you out quite a bit with that. You can still make the attack, but anyone that has like that kind of brawny thing, if you're just like making a straight like grr attack, that's gonna help you out with that. They'll give you that third die. Everyone else just kind of gets the 2 for it, unless you want to make it more difficult on yourself, then by all means. But that is your call there. And if anyone has gunner, of course, in that instance, that'll help you with using firearms. So it's going to be pretty simple. Anyone, we'll start with Demyan. We'll start with you first, or Demyan. So you just want to, or you want to take, we're going to say there's 4 of these things on here. So essentially that's not currently being occupied by Michael. So basically 1 for each of you.
Okay, Demyan just wants to position himself somewhere higher so he could get a clear line of sight. And shoot the closest one to him with that strange gun.
Okay. Yeah, and since you've got that for your concept as gunner, so yeah, go ahead and roll. Yeah, just roll 3. Just roll 3. This gonna be a pretty easy one, I think.
It's 4, 3, and a 1.
Okay. Well, fortunately, it's only 1-1, so nothing bad happens there. You only have to succeed with 1. Difficulty was going to be 4. So you pull the trigger on this thing, and you fired weapons like this before, and the thing you've always noticed with them is they've always had just an incredible amount of recoil, just because of the powder explosion and everything like that. When you pull the trigger on this thing, there is 0 recoil on it. And then the whatever just came out of it just hits the thing, and it's hurt. Well, it's only 1 success. I'm going to say it's hurt it's hurt decently. It knows you're there now. But this thing was basically silently shot something at this thing. Let's go to Sadie next. What would you like to do?
So are we attacking, sorry, I'm a little confused. Are we attacking the turtle fish on the hind legs, or are we attacking that like Zapdos looking electric bird? Which one?
Electric bird? What are you talking about? It's just the turtle, guys.
Oh crap, this is when people can't see this. I mean, it looks really angry at the turtle people. It's like flapping around their heads, but now that I'm looking at it, it looks like it can't sink its claws into the turtle people because it's not physically there. That is a problem. Yeah, just give me a second here. I walk towards the turtle person, which looks really dangerous. Just like walk right towards him, and I like reach up in the air, and I'm like, do you want help? What if I rip this part? I like reach up to the air and I pull apart, like pulling apart fabric. I'm like, is that better? Can you come through now? And a lightning bird emerges from the tear in the sky and starts attacking that turtle person like it hates that turtle person, the turtle fish. And this is my ranged attack.
Oh, okay.
As I'm like, okay, well, you seem happy. I'm going to go hide over here.
Okay. Just roll 2 dice.
So this is my agile used for ranged combat. Is probably not this round because I had to get up to him to rip this guy to let my pet in. So right, only 2 dice, but it does go with my concept, which is gunner, the ranged combat, and my perk is my exotic pet. I'm going to describe it. It looks like Zapdos. It's like a really fluffy yellow bird, and as the fluffy feathers get jostled around by the wind, and the wind blows, and the feathers smack into one another. As the feathers touch, they zap a little bit of electricity into the air. And this bird hates this turtle fish so much, but it was like that ghost swirling around you that you didn't know was there.
Okay.
And so that is the idea is I'm using 1 karma point and my exotic pet to lower the difficulty by 1 and rolling 2 dice.
Okay, yeah, so it's going to be a difficulty 3 then. So yeah, just go ahead and roll your 2 dice and just get 3s.
I got a 6.
2 6s?
1 6, 1 1.
Okay. Same thing like when the other one got shot. Your fluffy yellow lightning bird tears into it a little bit, but still not quite enough to put it down.
And Sadie is now in the process of leaving the area.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Still exposed to attacks, definitely for this round, for sure, because I had to get up right next to the turtle person.
Right.
Yeah. Turtlefish.
Well, Tord, you're next.
Marty, does Sadie usually open up holes in space and summon electric birds out of sky, or is that seems a little bit strange?
Yeah, that's news to me too.
Yeah, that seems very new. Seems like a new thing, no?
Yeah, very new, very new.
And anyways, I'm going to go over there and I'm going to go hit that thing. Okay, you follow in suit. And Tord is going to try to use his brawny trait to roll 3 dice if he can to see if he can slash into one of these things.
Absolutely. Roll your 3 dice, please.
So 1, a 2, and a 3.
Wow, you really whiffed that one. So yeah, you just swing and it's a swing and a miss. That's all there really is to it.
I would probably in that moment go, Demyan, it's a little bit slippery up here. You didn't tell me deck slippery, and I'd probably slip and fall flat on my butt.
Of course it's gonna be slippery, you went rubber.
And you're down to 2 resolve.
And down to 2 resolve, yes.
That's because he failed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm up next, right?
You are.
Yeah, so I'm going to tell him, hey, no, it's okay, I got you. And I'm going to take the quarterstaff, and I am going to breathe onto the ends. Like, whew, and they are going to ignite. And I am just going to launch this rapid fire, like 6 quick hits, boom, 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 swirling this staff around and jamming the flaming ends into the turtle creature that he missed.
Yeah. So that definitely fits Brawny. So go ahead and give me a 3d6, please.
Yep, the highest one was a 4.
Okay. Only the 1.
Yep.
Okay. Same boat.
2 4 1.
Same boat as everyone else. So it hurt him, but not quite enough to put it down. And then just for fun, let me do one quick roll here for old Michael. Yeah, man, even the powers of the GM character still only did the same thing, with the exception of the one that's still up and ready to go and ready to start poking. So we're gonna start with the one that's on Demyan. It is going to attempt to poke you, and I rolled a 1 and a 3, so it does not poke you. Sadie, you are also going to attempt to get a poke in here. Actually, it's going to try and poke the bird because that is a more pressing target for it at the moment.
Okay.
I got another 1 and a 3, so you guys should really like these dice. Tord, you're up. Let's see if I can do anything. There we go. I got a 6 and a 3 that time, so I believe I'm not going to have you lose any resolve because you're the one getting hit, but actually, no, you just lose 1 resolve. I take that back because there has to be a consequence to the action. So.
That makes sense. Easy target, too, on the deck there.
Yeah.
Oh, you slip, you go down, someone comes over to you lying prone.
I should add another die to that. I forgot about that. And we got another 6 and a 3 on Marty. So same thing. You just lose a resolve for getting poked.
Describe what that looked like.
The GM or me?
I don't care. I want to imagine it. Someone imagine it for me.
So when it happens, basically, because you're both using, staffed weapons, essentially. So, yeah, the quarterstaff was plunked into what you can assume is its shoulder. So it takes its trident and spins it and kind of flips that away. But rather than using the pokey end into the trident, but where he just wound up holding it, then he takes it and just kind of returns the favor and then just gets you in the shoulder as well. The same exact spot. It was feeling petty.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and start back up for how I decided this. So, Demyan, you are next.
Do I have to reload that fancy weapon?
No, you can just do another shot.
Ah. I've had another idea. Since I'm the one who took anything that shoots, not stabs, Demyan just takes all the blunderbusses from this heap of weapons, duct tapes them to the crate itself, and just shoots it like some kind of organ gun just somewhere in the crowd.
I would like to point out that all of these, except for the one, oh yeah, you had to have walked away, but that's okay. All but the one, everyone's in melee combat with these things, so there is a chance you'll hit your friends too. That's what we'll say. On a success, you'll hit one of the things, probably the same one. But if you fail, then it's gonna hit a friend at random, including the captain.
What's the success? What's
4.
the target for success?
4 is going to be your target, unless you want to spend a resolve to make it lower. You can lower it by 1.
I'm
Or
going
karma,
to spend a resolve and make it lower.
Yeah.
Karma. Resolve is hit points. Yeah, karma is your...
Sorry.
Mm.
So I get my 3 dices and I just unload this typewriter.
You also want to describe how your perk is helping you when you use your karma.
Well, since I'm crafty, I managed to align the guns so that they watch in the right direction and not somewhere just like shotgun. So it's more like concentrated fire that I, being crafty, quickly engineer on the go.
So some feedback for the game's creator. It's not just me. A lot of players confuse trait, concept, perk, and quirk. Your perk isn't that you're crafty. That is your... That's your trait. Your perk is that you are a sea dog, I think.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I guess.
I would say that would still work, though, because you're used to being on that. So.
And it's honestly really great feedback when playtesting is that when multiple players have the same issue, which is that I've noticed with these systems, with Pirates of the Bone Blade, the trait, concept, perk, and quirk are easy to get confused with. So there's some good feedback for the creator. You can use that to improve the game.
Well, anyway, yeah. I rolled 5, and 2.
All right, well, you definitely succeeded, and that one that you were shot at before with the other gun is blown completely off of the ship. Woo. And will no longer be a combatant in this fight. So, Sadie, you were next.
Sadie, the elf, is going to leave close melee range because... I look at my chopper and I'm like, I actually don't know what to do with this, but I'm going to take it with me over there. But it looks like that bird's definitely going to try to mess you up. So with my ranged combat, which is my trait, agile ranged combat, and my concept, which is gunner, I'm going to try to have my lightning bird zap this turtle fish. It's not mine yet. We haven't met yet, but we're definitely on the same team. We're going to meet after the combat for sure. Introduce ourselves. But for now... So I'd like to negotiate for 3 dice because it matches my trait, ranged combat.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, and it's not opposed to my concept.
Nope.
Okay, I got 3 5s.
In a far more dramatic turn of events than you expected to see happen, the bird flies up above, does a really fun-looking dramatic spin or barrel roll or something like that. And then this huge blast of lightning just hits this thing, and it ceases to be. It is a charred remains of a turtle fish creature.
I don't know what you did to upset that bird, but I'm just saying you deserved that. Probably.
Right.
I hope you did.
And then Tord, you're up.
Don't kick crows. They remember.
Tord's probably going to yell back at the rest of his crew. I don't know what you guys are doing back there, but Tord on ground, somebody strapping guns together, maybe don't shoot towards Tord, and Lightning Bird little close for my liking. If you could get Lightning Bird to back a little bit off, I'm dealing with Ninja Turtle already on deck, and Tord will try to scooch back. He's going to grab his scimitar, and he's going to wedge it, the hilt in between like his armpit. And he's going to see if he can kick the feet out from underneath this turtle to make him fall forward down onto the scimitar, essentially.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah, absolutely. You're going to get 3 dice for that just because that's really cool.
That is 2 2s and a 6.
All right, well, you only needed one more success. So, yeah, you are able to, you properly decapitate this thing. You kick its legs out, and it just goes...
Can somebody help this thing? Little heavy. Ugh, I can't get off of me. Oh, stinking turtle.
All right, and that leaves us back to Marty.
So there are still 2 turtle people on the deck, correct?
Correct.
And one of them was on top of Torrid.
Well, there's one left that is not... That one's dead. The one on top of Tord is dead.
It's dead. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so there's the one that Michael is fighting, and there's the one that you're fighting that just poked you in the shoulder.
Okay. Is there a clear path? Like, I'm trying to think about the deck and spatially here. Is there a clear area that encompasses both of the turtle people and none of our players?
So none of the players, yes. But if you're trying to get the other one, depending what you're trying to do, there is a very more likely than not chance you will get Michael in the blast as well.
Okay, so I'm going to ignore the one Michael's working on and focus on the one that's just right in front of me. I am going to... Well, actually, never mind. We're not going to get fancy. I'm just going to do a big swing of this staff from underneath and try to like uppercut this thing off of the boat.
Sure you can. That was a
I
joke.
will not be a waterbender. Okay.
You're gonna pull off a sure you can. Okay.
Yeah, I was just going to pull a big wave, but it's fine. Whatever. Highest one's a 5.
Oh yeah, that's enough. You uppercut this thing right off of the ship. So it is also no longer a combatant. And finally, there you go. And then Michael dispatches the one that he has. He does like a thing where he ducks underneath the trident that it was trying to hit him with. And then he whips out a blunderbuss from who knows where and just puts it in the back, just pulls the trigger. And it also flies off of the ship. And combat is over.
Except for this lightning bird that just keeps flying around. And I'm like, you guys can see that this time, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it looks really angry. Do we have food here? Oh, that's right. And I like run downstairs. I'm like, Grayson, give me some pizza scraps.
He hands you a loaf of bread.
Sweet. I go upstairs and I've got a loaf of bread and I'm approaching the lightning bird and I'm like, hi, angry bird.
It squawks at you. Then it kind of settles. It sets itself down on top of the charred corpse of the turtle.
Oh, you're a carnivore. Okay, cool. Do you like bread too? Carnivores sometimes. I'm just gonna put it near you.
Well, it's not eating it. It just it lands on top of it.
Oh, yes, good job. Who's a good bird? Who's a good bird?
It does like a little ruffle motion and it makes a little like a little squeaky squawk noise, like it's trying to say me.
Does this land on top of the one that's still on top of Tord?
No. No, you still have that on top of you currently. No one's gone to help you yet.
It might be safer under there until we get this bird under control, but it seems
That's
fine,
fair,
right?
That's fair.
This seems like a fine bird. Here's some bread. Do you want to hang out? Shoulder?
Yeah, it flies up onto your shoulder.
Oh, here's some. Oh, that hurts. Okay. All right, here's sharp claws. Sharp claws. Here's some bread.
Your unprotected shoulder.
No, that's my ear. That's my ow. Okay, here's some bread.
Yep. It eats the bread.
There we go.
As that's happening, Michael dusts himself off, and he goes to start to lift the deceased turtlefish off of Tord.
Thank you. I don't know what Marty doing. Too busy counting his puka shells on his necklace. But thank you. Thank you very much, Michael.
Yeah, you're welcome. Well, that certainly worked up an appetite for me. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not cooking these. Don't worry. I have my own food supply. I will say, in a desperate situation, these guys are pretty tasty.
Hey, turtle soup.
Why only desperate?
They're a little stringy.
Demyan, Demyan just keeps looking at this strange gun and makes notes about it.
As you are making the notes, though, Michael waits a minute and then he goes over. It's like, I'd like that back, please. That wasn't supposed to be in the box.
What is it? Can you tell me, please? It was so great.
It's a gun. That's all I can really tell you.
I got it.
And he takes it back from you and walks into the captain's quarters and comes back out a minute later after locking the door to the quarters behind him. And he's like, all right, I'm going to make us something for dinner. Any dietary restrictions or anything like that?
Well, I mean, maybe I could just come back into the room with you and, pick and choose myself. Dietary restrictions, it's on, the freshness of ingredients,
Oh, I only stock the freshest of things. Come on. I'll show you the freezer.
I venture with
Wait,
them.
did you just say that you stock fresh and you're showing him the freezer? Is it frozen or fresh?
Well, the fridge and freezer. I have a fridge, I have a walk-in fridge and a walk-in freezer.
Marty's that rich friend that accompanies, the poor friend out.
You have a freezer.
I've had those friends. Anyway, Demyan, what were you saying?
You have a freezer on a sail ship.
Magic.
Yeah, it's wind powered.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if Grayson filled you in, but we had a sorcerer come by. I paid him some money and he did some weird enchanting stuff. And we had some extra amenities.
Can you give me the contact info for that sorcerer? I might want to... No, I will want to have a talk with him.
His name's Kane, I think is his first name. Last name starts with a B. If I remember what I'll tell you. And he goes below deck. If you want to see the fridge and the freezer, the fridge is stocked with all the fresh stuff, and the freezer is where he keeps the long-term perishable things.
I'll take a good inspection of the goods, but I would imagine that everything is as you say, fresh and there, ready to be picked. So after taking a look around, I'd probably be happy with that, and I would turn and go, yes, you keep your freezer very well stocked. I, like my friends, am a little bit spectacled by the fact of the freezer here, but nevertheless, very good stock. I'll go ahead and just have the chef special. Let's see how it fits with my stomach.
Okay.
I hold up a potato to you, Tord, and I'm like, I must admit, I'm fair-mated by this. What is this curious thing? Is it a mushroom?
That is a spud. You don't know spud? Spud is best friend up north. You can cook it, you can fry it, you can mash it, put in stew. It's a very delicious ingredient.
Delightful.
Does anyone have a specific request? Well, I'm just gonna make what I was planning on making before I hired you guys anyway. So, hope you guys like carbs.
I like everything. I just need plenty of it.
Fair enough. Yeah. So he whips up basically. He just whips up a really big, nice dinner with a lot of pasta in it because that keeps really well. But it's basically pasta with a cream sauce with chicken or steak, your choice. He makes quite the spread. And again, as you eat it, it's one of the best meals you've ever had. It's also presented very well. Like clearly he knows what he's doing when he's plating it and all the other stuff. But for Marty, he gives you an even larger plate than everyone else, and it is packed to the gills with... he actually surf and turfs you, so that way you've got the steak and you've got shrimp and some lobster mixed in too. So...
Start piling it in, just like Sadie was doing earlier.
And is doing now. What is pasta? Oh my God, I love it.
Now don't eat too quick. You'll get a stomachache if you do it that way.
Do I get my coffee?
Oh yeah, plenty of coffee for you. And it's that same blend from before.
Demyan just probably sits closest to the coffee pot and just keeps pouring himself coffee.
I think Tord pulls out shug from his pocket and cuts him up a little bit of fresh fruit from nearby, and he pulls out of a leather pocket on his chest the sugar glider sets it down on the table and puts a little, almost like in Pokemon, when they let their Pokemon out, puts them down on the table and feeds them a little lunch.
I lunge for my bird. No. No, bird, no.
Hey, why is your bird looking at Shug like that? He's not meal. Just back off.
I distract the bird with some of Marty's shrimps.
Yes, Sadie, I didn't know you had a pet.
I was eating those.
And it's just like pandemonium at the table.
Oh, Michael just kicks back. He's enjoying the liveliness of the whole thing. You can tell they don't have too many passengers. Usually it's just him and the other two people manning this entire ship on their own.
I think I turn to Marty. Marty, what are those that you're eating? The little curled spectacles in the red dish of sauce. What is that you are eating?
I don't know, some kind of seafood. I think it's the thing they have in those, Japanese cartoony things.
Maybe Tord tries to. How is it? Give me flavor profile.
I love being able to test what kind of person different people are. Okay.
I wonder what seafood that is. Oh, that's what seafood that is.
No, flavor profile is light and very delicate tasting. Well, here, try one.
Well, you make it sound so delicious. Maybe I try just a little bite. I'll try a little bite of the seafood.
Yep,
What do you think of it?
Oh, that doesn't sit very well. Oh, okay. You know what? Tord just going to excuse my. Where is that bag? Where did I put the bag from earlier?
Oh, just go upstairs and go overboard, man. Like, it's fine. Well, as dinner winds down after Tord makes room for more, the sun's gone down at that point. Like, you can, if you want to go up and watch the sun, dip below the horizon, all the cool like lights and all that stuff, from the sun setting. That's when Michael's like, well, this thing's pretty much on autopilot, so it's going to carry us the rest of the way to the island. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to turn in early, the combat and cooking for more than just two other people. A little tired, so I'm going to take a nap, and I will see you guys in the morning. And then he goes to his quarters and unlocks it, goes inside, locks it back up. You can hear a couple more locks locking. But even after like 10 minutes, anyone stays on deck, the lights still don't go out in there. What would you like to do?
Should we knock?
I don't know. Maybe Captain has secret visitor up in his room. Little friend who has accompanied him on board. I don't want to intrude, but it is a little bit suspicious. Don't the rest of you agree?
I mean, you're the cabin boy. If there's going to be a special visitor, it would be you.
I am not aware of any such decision that has been made prior to boarding. Michael, he very very nice man, but not quite too sure about that one.
Can I just remark that I am amazed? I don't think I've ever been X-carded yet.
No.
Like in the history of fire-breathing kittens, I am shocked.
I get escorted like every 5 games.
I got a pretty thick skin.
Yeah.
I can handle most things.
I'm here for the ride, baby.
Yeah, you are.
So the lights on in the room. This is weird. I'm confused. I don't fall asleep immediately upon like entering my room at night. So like, wouldn't it make sense for them to like stay up a little bit, write some stuff down and shuffle some papers around, get their stuff settled? Right? That's normal. That's
a fair point. I gotta like scroll on my magical telecommunication stone for a good 2 hours before I'm falling asleep.
It's a good night rest without some good doom scrolling.
Demyan probably goes to sleep the last because he decides to spend a little bit more time on the deck, cleaning the guns he shot, and looking at Captain's quarters while doing that.
How long are you planning on staying out on the deck?
Well, he shot a lot of guns, so it will take quite a bit of time to clean them. Probably for an hour or so.
Okay. We'll hold that thought for a moment. Anyone else? What would you guys like to do?
I think while Demyan's cleaning the guns, I'm not getting the cue from him, but I'm following him around. I'm writing out today's happenings in my journal, trying to create like an interesting story for it. And I'm like, and then Demyan with 500 guns blew the turtle away like the power of 500. So, Demyan, what do you think of that? What do you think of that line, my friend?
Well, it was way less than 500, but I can see why you would like to say so.
You see, sometimes you must elaborate a little bit further than necessary on stories to make them interesting, you know? A little bit of grease on the fire, if one might say.
Well, yeah, maybe. You may right. I give you my approval.
And yeah, I'm just bouncing ideas off Demyan while he cleans his gun.
Good. Our two remaining people, Sadie and Marty. Do you guys just go back below deck as soon as the sun's down and you don't like, oh, that was a cool sunset. I'm going to go to bed now.
I mean, my hammock is on the deck.
That's right. I forgot.
I'm used to sleeping under the stars.
Okay. Sadie.
The stars are mobbled by clouds right now. I suppose there's nothing else to do. I return to my room and fall asleep.
Okay. So, as you leave, you do still see that the light to the captain's quarters has not turned off yet. Demyan and Tord, when that all finishes up an hour later, the lights are still on in the captain's quarters. And Marty, as you're up there, even later on, the clouds finally clear up, so you got that beautiful night sky full of constellations and the center of the galaxy and all that. The light's still on. It's been like 2 or 3 hours now before you fall asleep. Do you want to do anything with that information, or are you just gonna pass out in your hammock?
I would probably just pass out in the hammock. I have no reason to bother people.
All right, fair enough. So because of where you are, you will be one of the first ones to wake up, just because you're going to see the sun is going to hit you before anyone else. Though when you wake up, the light is finally off in the captain's quarters. But yeah, you're the first one up. So surrounded by open water, but if you look out to the horizon, you can see this island that you've been hearing about. It's in line of sight now, so you're getting probably about another 6-7 hours before you're going to be there.
6-7 hours? Oh, well, no. Marty is going to start pushing and pulling on the water and just speed. So we're going to try to get a little wave going underneath the boat and just ride that wave right in.
I want you to roll 1d6 for me.
Ouch. Okay.
Well, you're not passing or failing anything. This is something else entirely.
3.
You reduce the time by 3 hours.
Okay.
Nice.
I'll take it.
That was what that was for.
Yeah,
how
I figured.
quick you were going to do it. Sam, you can speed it up. The Michael comes out of the quarters and he's like, I feel like we're going faster.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you. I'll add some extra to the to your reward when we get Orin out.
Yeah, I've been telling you guys I could do this all along. It's real easy. Me and the ocean are friends.
Might have to keep you on retainer then.
I mean, I got a pretty cool gig, but maybe.
We'll see where you are in a few months. We'll see what's
Mark's
happening.
down retirement plan.
All right. Everyone else is going to be waking up around this time too. Anything you guys want to do other than drink coffee?
Marty, Demyan, Tord. Oh, hark. All of you are adorned in new raiment. Do we wear different clothes every day? Okay, noted. So, what do we know about this Orin? Did he have a kicky-wicky? Someone who might miss him or, is there anything else we don't know about Orin?
We also take showers every day, Sadie.
Noted. Writes this down. Culture adjustment.
I think Tord's like brushing his teeth during this, and he goes to take a sip of water, and he feels like the waves from Marty picking up, and he kind of like falls backwards and spills the water down as he's brushing his teeth. He goes, and we also brush our teeth sometimes too, Sadie.
I shall acquire one of these Brushings. Yes, I will buy a brushings at a store. She doesn't know the right word for a toothbrush. Anyway, and the local official. Do we know if they had, perhaps their Kikiwiki was angry with them?
The Kikiwiki, yes, the Kikiwiki, of course. Demyan, you know the Kikiwiki, yes.
Ah, yes, the Kiki-Wiki, along the lines of Chiki-Briki and Sneaky-Briki. Yes.
It means girlfriend. I'm suggesting that the local official's girlfriend offed him and blamed the traveling Orin. To peregrinate is dangerous.
That could very well be a possibility. What do the rest of you think?
We don't have any leads yet.
Well, someone must have had a grudge on this official guy.
I'll assume you'll find out soon.
Yes, you don't exactly fall upon swords now, Tord, do you?
No, not necessarily, but back home, usually when issue with marital affair, we would just go to Jerry from the springs lower in the valley, and he would usually work things out for us. We would call, old Jerry Springer.
Oh my god.
Amazing.
I must meet this wise counselor.
Yes, he was probably the wisest man I know when it comes to fixing relationship affairs. Very, very wise man, the Jerry.
While you guys are talking, Michael goes down into the galley and he starts preparing breakfast, which again, still very carb heavy. You can tell that while he has specialties in making dinner food, breakfast with large groups, he seems to struggle a little bit. He didn't really seem to know that one, so he sets out a gigantic stack of pancakes for everyone to pick from, along with a entire skillet that is kept under a warming plate that is full of scrambled eggs with various accoutrements to go with them.
Sounds like he did great.
As I eat up, we'll be there pretty quick now. So this island, I mean, they've got like food and stuff there, but it's pretty podunk. So
We're planning on being busy anyways.
yes, that's why you need to eat up now. There's also like various like breakfast, meats, sausage and bacon and things like that to go with it. So
I think Sadie might join you in your retirement plans, Marty. This is a good place.
So yeah, you guys eat up. Michael just doesn't have any more information for you about about Orin other than the fact what Grayson already told you. They kind of know that he kind of knew the same things, that just Orin happened to be there because Orin, in addition to being the muscle, a muscle of the ship, because clearly Michael knows how to handle himself in combat, and so does Grayson. Looks like he would know how to handle himself in combat. Orin also does double duty as a bit of a medic as well. So Michael's theory is he was there trying to help the guy and just happened to be scapegoated into being guilty for the murder of this fellow, whose first name is Jensen. That's all he knows about him. His name's Jensen. And then the ship pulls into port. It's a pretty small port. There's only a handful of open bays. The Kilroy almost looks like it's almost too big to dock here. But Michael expertly slots it right on in to the port and lowers the gangplank into there. And I feel like this would be an excellent point to take a break and come back to the game. I don't believe there's any reviews today.
Yes, we don't have any new reviews for this game, so we would be grateful if you listeners leave us a review on iTunes.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
But joining us today is Marty.
Yo.
Sadie.
Bye.
Demyan.
Aye, aye, Captain.
And Tord.
I'll see you soon, everybody.
Today's mid-episode shout-out is, quote, "To my dedicated firefighter, Matt. Your courage and selflessness are remarkable. You're a true hero. Thank you for being willing to do this job that brings with it everything that it does." End quote. Thank you for supporting our podcast by buying a shout-out. Everyone, if you'd like to buy a shout-out, you can do so at firebreathingkittenspodcast.com. We also sell paperback, ebook, hardcover, and audiobook adaptations of our adventures on Amazon and Audible. Or, this also really, really helps, if you can think of someone you know who might enjoy an episode of Fire Breathing Kittens, tell them about it. They might listen, and we might have a new fan, so that also helps us grow. Thank you.
Welcome back to Fire Breathing Kittens. So when we last left off, everyone just arrived at port. We have Marty.
Yeah, I'm here.
We have Sadie.
Hey.
We have Demyan.
Aye, aye, Captain.
And then we have Tord.
Hello, everybody.
So Michael's description of this island being a little podunk island village was 100% correct and also a little wrong. It's a little bit more built up. The name of this island is just called Gent, Gent. That's also the name of the village. So there's like houses, like there's actual houses and stuff, but clearly they have to get a lot of stuff imported. So I mean, there's some shops. There's no like shopping district though. It's kind of like a general store. There's a larger house kind of off to the side a little ways. You have to go through a little bit of woods to get there. And you can see another building that looks like it would be where they would keep prisoners potentially. It doesn't look like they have like a bustling like security force, but they do have like town guards. Michael's count was probably about a dozen of those. So what would you guys like to do?
I think the first thing that we should do is see if we can find somebody in charge, like a magistrate or something, and maybe get some details. What do you guys think?
Well, yeah, we might want to find somebody.
Yes, that sounds like a good idea.
Right. Well, if you all are in agreement, you can find a local or nearby guard. What would you like to ask him, though?
Sadie, you take this. You've got the most experience.
All right. Hello. Good morrow, fine gentlemen. Hail and well met.
He looks at you peculiarly and says, "Can I help you?"
Yes, we would like to congratulate you. We are the fire-breathing kittens. We're here in town. I've never been here before, but I heard a loathsome rumor that a horrid crime had been committed here recently. Am I safe in this village?
I mean, it's not much of a rumor. Yeah, someone was murdered a few days ago. We've got the prisoner locked up in our only jail cell.
Oh, how unfortunate. I mean, but how certain are you that this is the correct criminal? Surely, the town would not be safe if you had apprehended the incorrect person.
I mean, we heard someone scream, and we went outside. We saw a guy on the ground, and we saw another fellow over him. So we knew it was Jensen on the ground. So we just arrested the guy that was there.
Oh, I am much relieved. Thankfully, it definitely was not a medic or a person of the clerical profession who was rushing to aid them, right?
Oh, but probably not. No, I mean, guy was pretty dead, so.
Yes, because if a medic had rushed to the scene and was apprehended, then the criminal could still be at large, and I would not be safe. I would be very, very concerned. Have you asked the person that you apprehended, do they have any medical or clerical training?
No, we didn't ask him that. We just arrested him and threw him in jail.
Oh no! The heavens! How do you know that you have not apprehended someone who is trying to assist the deceased?
You can tell there are some gears turning in his head that haven't been used in a real long time. You can hear the rust scraping off of him. It's like, that's a good point. Yeah, I guess we probably should have asked him some questions first before we threw him in jail. Oh well, live and learn.
I don't feel safe in this town without the presence of such a strong guard as yourself. May I accompany you as you ask the prisoner these questions?
Go ahead and roll some dice for me here.
Okay, here's my reasoning. I don't feel safe without you, strong, kind guard. Can I come with you? I wouldn't want to be in this town with a criminal on the loose. So how many dice do I get for that?
You know what? Because this is really funny, I want you to roll 3.
A 4 high?
Yeah, 4 is what you want. So
Okay,
just a 4?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you got your 1-4 out of that. So he's like, yeah, I don't see why not. We don't get visitors too terribly often. I mean, last time we had some visitors, they killed a guy. But yeah, we'll go ahead and take a look and see what, I'll go ask him some questions. You can bring all your friends with you too. Why not? And it's always good to have an audience for an interrogation.
Thank you, gracious guard. All right, you guys take over now. I did my my total normal Sadie thing of being charismatic.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, let's go talk to this guy. I don't know, man. I think that you really got to get all the facts before you get too hasty, you know?
I guess you're right. I mean, I didn't do the arresting though. This is all the stuff that I heard about. But yeah, let's go talk to this guy. And he leads you guys to the building that you ascertained was the jail, and it is. He opens up the door, and when you look inside, you see it is just the one cell, and there's a desk where a town guard is just like reading a book with his feet kicked up. He doesn't react when the other guard comes in like at all. He glances up and just sees it. He does raise an eyebrow, and he sees, the four of you walking in too. And the cell's just visible. It's a bunk bed, though, so they can have two. And what you see in the cell is a fellow with very long hair, much longer than even Grayson's was, down to about his mid-back. He is on the top bunk, laying. He's got his legs like this is the bed. He has his legs like this, and he is doing sit-ups, actively doing sit-ups at a vertical angle. And he's able to get all the way back up and then back down, then back up, then back down. Like he's got some good core strength. He does not notice you.
Who is this person you have here behind the cell? What is their name?
Before the guard can say anything, the other guy goes like, "It's Oren." Doesn't even sound winded with all the sit-ups he's doing. He's just doing it because he's bored.
As this conversation is going, my character is going to start just making a little motion with his hands, and you notice the temperature going up in the room.
The guard that led you in is like, "Oh, it's getting a little toasty in here." Nothing the matter with that, though. Mr. Oren, I've got some questions for you here. And when he says that to him, Oren grabs the sides of the bed, and he just kind of flips himself the other direction off of the bed, so now he's standing on his feet. And he brushes his hair out of his face and is like, "All right, yeah, what do you got?" And then the guard looks at him and says, "Do you happen to have any medical training by chance?" And Oren just kind of raises an eyebrow and he goes, "Yeah, that's what I said when you guys arrested me. I was trying to ascertain what was going on here, and you just threw some cuffs on me and threw me in here, and that's about all I have gotten out." That guy is not fun for conversation. He just reads all day long. There are other books out there, man. It's not just that one. But yeah, I didn't kill the guy. The guard's like, "Oh, okay." Then he looks back over at Sadie and says, "Well, yeah, apparently he does have medical skills of some kind."
Alack! Alas! Oh no, the criminal might still be on the loose. Tord and Demyan, take it away.
Was there a weapon at the scene of the crime that you found there with Oren, or was it just himself?
Well, I didn't find him, but then Oren pipes. I was like, "No, there was no weapon there. Like, I just found a guy bleed. I just found him on the ground, the big old stab wound in him."
That is very strange. I've never known a man to be able to stab with his raw hands before. It must be a new type of fighting technique, Oren. Have you been practicing this in your spare time, or?
I'm good with my hands, but I don't think I could even make it even
Oren.
and clean of a cut.
Oren, come to the cell door. I will put my chest to the cell door. Please stab me through the chest with your hand. Please show the guards here how you can do it. I trust you.
It's like, okay. Oh no. So he does it. You're not going to take any resolve damage from this because it's not combat, but it definitely, you're going to have a bruise tomorrow. Like, it hurt.
I don't know, Oren. I don't see a lot of penetration happening there.
No penetration, just bludgeoning.
See? No blood. That means that you have got an innocent person. Such a great job. Let me just upload.
I am a great investigator from where I come from. Sometimes you have to get to the raw truth of the matter.
Wheezes through broken rib.
Sugar, are you okay? Oh.
It's like, oh no, you have a bird in there? You have a pet in there? I'm sorry. You should have told me that. Wouldn't have, I would have dialed it back a little bit for you. I'm sorry. I would have dialed it back more.
I think you have the wrong man.
The guard that led you guys in there is like, you might be correct. Unfortunately, I can't let him out. I don't have the authority. You have to talk to the mayor about that.
What if we found the actual culprit? Would that be enough?
Oh, absolutely. That'd be more than enough.
I mean, look at him. You don't even have air conditioning in this place. Look at him sweat. Come on.
Yeah, that's true. It is warmer than usual in here. Well, like I said, I don't have the authority to let him out of here, so I can take you to the mayor, though, and see if he's available.
Sure.
Okay. So he takes you guys out of the cell. Oren's like, don't worry, I'll just hang out here some more, I guess.
I mean, do you need me to keep you company?
No, it's fine. I'm just gonna keep my exercise routine going.
Yes, you do that.
Okay.
As you guys walk out, there's a bar. It's up above. He just leaps up and he starts doing pull-ups now.
Did you guys hear about that in real life? There's this person who was like very attractive, and when they got out of jail, they started modeling, and that's like totally why they. Anyway, so
yeah,
pretty person privilege.
Marty, I don't know if you saw this, but when we were leaving there were little sparkle in his eye towards you. I think I saw. Little reflection.
Oh, what? Sorry, I'm distracted.
Never mind. Just, we find out on our own time.
This town guard, he leads you to the mayor's house. It's that big building that was kind of through the woods. He leads you guys through a pretty safe path to get there. Knocks on the door to the building, and like a servant man comes out and says, yes, may I help you? The town guard just goes, yeah, we're here to talk to the mayor. And the servant guy goes, one moment, please. Then the door closes. The town guard's like, all right, well, now we just have to wait for that guy to show back up.
Does he walk as long as he talk?
He might. I don't know. This is actually my first time ever having to come up here, so this is uncharted territory for me. After about 10 minutes, the guy shows back up and the door creaks open and he goes, the mayor will see you now. And he opens it up all the way and steps out of the way, so you guys can all walk right on in there. It's a pretty spacious entryway. It's a pretty big house. I mean, considering how little this town is, the house is a good size, 2 stories. There's a staircase that goes right up. It splits in 2 different directions, and a couple doors on each side. And there's a little sitting area, and the old man looks at you guys and goes, you may sit over on this set of couches and chairs here. I will go fetch the mayor. And he shuffles off to one of the doors on the side. And again, you're just kind of in this big main entryway. Do you just want to sit on the couches, or do you want to try and explore for a little bit, since you might have a few minutes before this guy comes back?
Yeah, I'll poke around.
Okay. So do you want to go upstairs? Do you want to try the other door that this butler guy didn't go through? Do you want to go through the door the butler went through?
The other door.
Other door. Okay. So you open up that door. It is not locked. It just opens right up, and it appears to be like a little tiny art gallery. Some little statues and various other like paintings and things like that. And another little door that goes off to somewhere else. Open
that door too. I don't need art right now.
It's like seascapes and like a painting of this specific house and all that. But yeah, you open up the other door and it leads to a big L-shaped hallway. It wraps around a corner to the left if you stare down it.
Is anybody with me?
Oh, yeah.
I am here, yes.
I turn to them and say, shall we?
we supposed to wait
Yes,
for
absolutely.
the mayor?
Let's go. We need to obviously figure out what is going on here. I don't like when people tell me to sit on specific couch. I mean, what is wrong with the other couches? What has happened to the couches?
It sounds like Demyan is our lookout. Demyan, are you...
Yes, I guess I'll just stay and wait for the mayor. Stay, not sit, stay.
If you see them coming, like, I don't know, do like a signal of some kind.
A signal of some kind. I'll just say something in Russian. Very loudly.
Sounds good.
So, yeah. Basically, when you follow, I mean, it's a house. So, I mean, you follow this. There's like little like shelves and stuff down, like that have like little trinkets and like little figurines and stuff like that. When you round the corner, it's just another hallway that leads to a door. There's also windows to the side that look out into the woods.
There's a lot of doors up in here.
This place is filled with doors and hallways. Who built this place? Well, doors are beckoned to be opened, so nevertheless, let's venture forth.
Yeah.
I open the door.
This one is locked.
I don't open the door.
Yep, there's a little figure of a knight underneath the lock.
What is this peculiar little man underneath lock?
Well, it's an etching, I meant to say, not a figure. It's an etching.
I've never seen this before. Sadie, have you ever seen anything like this?
GM, did we see any knight coats of armor? What are the armor statue things along the hallway?
Okay. I would like everyone to roll 2 6-sided dice for me, please. That's in the hallway.
Snake eyes.
Oh, well, good news is this isn't going to hurt you.
2 and 4.
A 1 and a 4.
Okay. So those with the 4s, you think it might correlate to what the key might look like to unlock this door. Tor, your brain hurts.
I think we must be wearing suit of armor to open this door. We must go find suit of armor. This makes sense to Tor.
Can I try an alternative way of opening the door? I'm trying to think.
What's
Nothing I have really.
way?
Can I just melt the lock?
You can.
Or roll for it?
You can. I mean, you can do that. I mean, it's going to leave like you're in someone else's home, and it's going to be real obvious that the only visitors have now broken into the house. You can do it. I mean, it'll be the rolls, of course, to see if you have the time to do it. But this is an action that will most likely have consequences behind it.
Ooh, the GM is scaring me. Maybe not. Usually when our main GM says something like that, it means I'm about to get arrested. Going to be a bounty on my head for the rest of the season.
That jail cell looked pretty comfortable for you in particular.
That's a fair point. They only have one.
But I don't know if out of character. I don't know if all of us being in the jail cell will help the investigation.
Look at us up here metagaming.
Yeah, okay, back to in character. Right. We're supposed to know that it looks like a knight. So I'm going to go back to Demyan. And I'm going to say, Demyan.
Yes.
Prithee, tell me, have you ever seen a lock with a knight embossed under it? Perhaps the key has something to do with the knight?
I don't think I follow you.
You did not follow us into the hallway, and that is why we encountered a lock, and I am telling you about it. It is a locked door.
What, do you want me to take a look on it?
Yes, I will be the lookout. Bird. And the bird is chowing down on some bread. I distract it from murder with food. And I say, Bird, I am out of food. Can you please prowl the hallways and distract the mayor? And I will chase you. And you can find delicious food, and I will serve as a distraction. I don't know if the bird understands me or not.
Let's see if it does. It gets the gist of what you're trying to say. You would need to open up the door where the servant went through, of course, because that's most likely where the mayor is.
I point the bird towards the door, and I'm say, I wonder if wood is an insulator or a conductor, bird.
Let's see if it understands that. It shoots like a little zappy bolt at the door handle, which now clearly has some electricity flowing through it. You'll have to open the door for it. I don't know. It can't open the
You might want to try one of your crystals.
The crystals! So not used to this. Right. I open the door and my bird flies through and then I follow and close the door behind me.
So this door leads to a dining room. A larger than necessary dining room. There's probably more like seats in this dining room than there are people that live in this village.
Okay, and we can send the camera back to my friends. My goal is to distract people. My bird's going to be eating stuff and zapping stuff, and I'm going to be like chasing it ineffectually from room to room.
Yeah, it's pecking the fruit on the table.
My bird has never seen such luxury before. Sorry. All right, go guys, go. There's no people chasing you because they're chasing me.
Marty. Marty, have you seen a suit of armor? I really have no idea how to get into this lock. Little man under lock, he's staring at me straight through my soul.
No, I thought it was something to do with like the art or something, but that was all just seascapes. I don't think we've seen any suits of armor here.
May I have a look at the lock? Maybe figure out how it works mechanically?
Sure.
Because trust me, I'm an engineer.
So
Demyan
Demyan,
just walks up to the lock and looks for obvious keyholes or mechanisms that he can inspect.
yeah. So
I feel like, I was just going to say, I feel like, trust me, I'm an engineer is usually what you say right before something bad happens. The last time I heard that was in a dorm room and suddenly people are surfing mattresses down the staircases.
Well, it was fun, I guess.
now your trait is crafty, right? Is that your thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So go ahead and roll 3 dice for me.
It's 6, 5, and a 5.
Okay. More than enough for this.
He's very crafty.
You're able to figure out pretty much that the little knight symbol on the door means the key most likely has a matching symbol on it.
So it's still lock and a key. I wonder if I can lockpick this lock.
Yeah, go ahead and just roll 3 more dice for me there.
That's 5, 2, and a 2.
Okay. Well, you needed a 5, so that's actually enough. You would be able to pick this lock. It will take time. How long Sadie's distraction will last is a different story. But you think you'd be able to pick it pretty well, pretty easily.
Okay. Okay, I just open up my tool bag, which I looted from one of the adventures. Take a screwdriver, some paper clips, and just bend them in the right shape and start picking the lock.
Just roll 1d6 for me. This will be the number of minutes this takes.
Oh, that will take 6 minutes.
Okay.
Out of character, I heard that. In character, my bird's making havoc.
Yeah, your bird is now flapped up to the upper level, and it is just kind of pecking its beak on the banister, and then eventually it flies over to the chandelier that's there and zaps electricity into it. For the sake of just, I would find it funny, all of the candles light up on it when that happens from the electricity. So this room is now very well lit. And there is another door.
I call for the butler and I'm like, Butler! Because that way, by coming to me, they're not coming to my friends.
The door slowly, the other door, not the one you came from, the other one slowly creaks open, and the butler shuffles out with a well-dressed man behind him.
I apologize greatly. I am so apologetic. My bird is much taken with your chandelier. It has never seen such luxurious beauty in its entire life, and it has lit your candles.
The younger man in the well-dressed man looks up at it and just is like, well, you don't see that every day. That's odd.
Have you met this lightning bird before? And I'm going to totally distract them for 6 minutes. That way I can flip back to my friends.
You're going to roll for that, though.
This is probably opposite to my concept. It's definitely not agile. I'm going to do 1 dice. That's a 5.
You can get we'll say, because you got a success. That's really all the system needs is a success. So Say you were able to distract him with that. I mean, you can also just distract him with why you're there too. Like you came to talk to him about this, but yeah, you'll be able to do that. So, flashing back to your companions, Demyan, you get the door popped open, and and you were able to do it well enough that there is no signs that you lockpicked it because you had enough time.
And open. Click.
Yeah, you open up the door, and again, because it's just apparently this house is just built by a guy that loved hallways. This one's much bigger though. So it opens up. It's a kind of a more square room, and now there are 2 doors you can see on your left, one on the right, and another little corridor that kind of goes off into somewhere.
I wonder what's on the right.
Okay, it's a bathroom.
Anyone
Demyan,
else?
You are quite crafty, my friend. It didn't take you very much time at all. Only, check my watch. Only 6 minutes. Very, very, very fast, my friend. What is behind that door there?
Demyan just step aside and shows him the bathroom.
Oh, well,
Nothing.
I could probably use that. Yes, I could probably always use that. But maybe we should check other doors. Should we split or should we stay together, you think?
I think we should split. We would probably cover more ground like that. And if we get caught, just one of us gets caught.
Well, I see 3 directions, and I see 3 of us. 2 doors and a hallway. Who would like what?
Well, I've had enough of doors, so I'm going hallway.
And I have had enough of hallways. I shall do the second door on the left.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to handle Marty first real quick because it's going to be the shortest one because I know you're sick of doors. It's another hallway that leads to another door.
Is it locked?
It is not.
I open it.
It leads into a large atrium, very open space, almost kind of like it's like a stone gazebo, for lack of better terminology. It's like the fresh air is coming in. Just real nice. There's like stone benches and stuff, like a fountain.
So wait, this is like a courtyard in the middle of the house that's just open to the sky?
There's a roof, and you can like walk
Okay.
around like the rest of it if you want to.
And this is a dead end here.
As far as you can tell, yes, it doesn't seem to actually go anywhere.
Interesting. And there's stone benches, there's greenery, nothing else in this room.
There's a fountain,
There's a fountain.
and it is a working fountain.
Okay, so there's water in this area. Honestly, I'm not even sure why we're searching this man's house. I don't think that we're trying to find anything. So I'm just going to go ahead and retreat back to the original room before we get caught wandering around.
Fair enough. So we will go to Tord next. When you open up your door, it leads to another art gallery. When you look at the pictures, though, there's just a handful of them with little switches underneath them. The pictures consist of like an old man, a young man, a baby, a funeral scene.
What are all of these switches? Demyan, come. Look at all of these weird photos with these switches. What every inch of me would like to flip one of these. And for some reason I am drawn to a funeral, but what does your heart say?
So there's a plaque you can
Demyan
read.
was exploring the next room at this time.
I'll read the plaque.
Okay. It just says from cradle to grave.
You know, after seeing all of this sketchy stuff, maybe I shouldn't be wandering around this creepy old man house. These photos, switches, they do not sit well with Tord. Lunch starting to come up a little. I'll close this door and I'll let the rest of the group know.
Okay. So Demyan, your door leads to a nice big open kind of space. There's a staircase going up, and there's like a little there's a door under the stairs that can potentially lead to something. What, you don't know?
I want to take a peek at the door under the stairs.
Okay. You open it up. It looks to be like a not like a medical supply closet. It's pretty bare right now, though. There's only like maybe a couple of like medicinal things going on. Sadie would probably know what they are. There's like a big chest in the room, like a little cot.
Chest, I wonder what's inside.
It is just stacks of fertilizer. That's what you see on top. You just see some fertilizer on top.
On top. So there is something under the fertilizer.
Possibly.
I'll just drive a screwdriver long enough to poke through the fertilizer to see if there's something solid under it.
There is. And it doesn't go deep enough for it to have been, for the size of the chest, it doesn't go in deep enough.
Okay, just sort of move the fertilizer to one side to uncover what's inside.
It's like a little hatch. I'm sorry, not a hatch, it's a handle that you could grab and pull up if you wanted to.
Alright, the fertilizer goes out of the box, the hatch goes up. What do I see?
You see an absolutely beautiful gilded sword in a scabbard. The scabbard is gilded. You don't know if the sword's gilded or not, but it's very fancy. Not a practical fighting weapon, just because of how like gold and jewel encrusted it is.
Oh, shiny. Did we see any windows on the way here?
Yes, in that the L-shaped hallway, there were some windows.
So Demyan just takes the sword and throws it out of the window and remembers where it fell. Preferably in some bushes.
Beautiful. That is awesome. Yeah, no, that's a thing. You just did that. You stole the sword. It's perfectly fine.
Still on the property, technically.
Yeah. It's true. You haven't stolen it yet. You're just in the process of it.
As we say, quietly stole and went away is called found it.
All right. Yeah. So, I mean, that's all that was really in there of value was that. So,
I'd rather join the rest of the group before anybody notices that I stole that sword.
So, your distraction worked just fine, Sadie. So, yeah, by the time the bird calms back down and comes back down, everyone has returned to the foyer of the house, and the mayor comes out with you guys and it's like, all right, Butler told me you guys needed to talk to me, but you didn't specify for what exactly. So what's going on? What brings you guys here? What brings you guys here today?
I think you might have look, I do not want to impose. We just arrived, but I think you may have the wrong man in custody regarding the recent murder of a Sir Jensen.
I mean, the guards told me they found him near the body. Why do you think this man is innocent?
He struck me in the chest and it did not go clear through. Let me elaborate. I asked the guards if there was a murder weapon. They said no. I said to guards, if there's no murder weapon, then maybe new martial style. And I asked Orin to perhaps show me, and he could not. So if there was no murder weapon, I do not understand how it would even be possible for him to have stabbed Jensen.
Admittedly, the guards didn't tell me any of that. I knew he was stabbed. I didn't know there was no weapon on the scene. I mean,
it may also behoove you to know that he was a medic who apparently was rushing to the scene to try to help an injured person.
Again, things the guards didn't tell me. Was unaware of that. The evidence you do provide, I mean, granted, though, no murder weapon, that doesn't mean he could have thrown it away somewhere. Especially if he's strong enough to leave a bruise through that on you. It seems like he's plenty strong to whip a knife away and out.
That's fair enough, yes, I suppose. And
he has been locked up ever since he was apprehended, right? So if he had thrown it, then would it not still be at the scene of the crime? Should we go there and look for it?
That's a fair point, because yes, they said he was arrested very soon after. If you guys don't find it, I mean, granted, it doesn't prove anything, but if you don't find it, then maybe I can consider letting him go. I mean, an even better thing, though, since you did bring up a fair argument here. If you find the person who actually did it, of course, then we can let this man go, no problem at all. So if you can either, not finding the murder weapon's not going to be good enough, but But if you can give me a good enough reason behind why there's no murder weapon after you search the area, or find the actual culprit. Those are the two ways I will let this Orin go free.
Also, Orin doesn't seem to have a clear motive for killing him. Do you probably know someone who would like to make sweet love with the business end of a sword to that guy?
You know, now that you mention that, there are a few people that possibly would have had... There's one person in particular who would have had a good motivation to do it. His last name, it's Wright. His last name is Wright.
Okay, that's one possible lead. Do you know anyone else?
No, they're the two. He's the only one I could think of off the top of my head. I mean, there's probably... I mean, Jensen was also a little bit on his extracurriculars, if you understand my meaning. He might have a few scorned people out there.
Hell hath no fury like a scorned kicky wicky.
Yes, that.
Okay, where can we find this right guy?
Wright lives on... he gives you like directions to one of the houses. It's not exactly on the town square or anything like that. Well, this town doesn't really have a square. Which is one of the houses that's just kind of there. It's like in a little strip of them. There's like 4 of them kind of nestled next to each other. No side yard, but a little tiny backyard for each one. But not a duplex.
What does he do for a living?
He's a cobbler. He repairs shoes.
Oh, say I love cobbler.
Yes, he's a sentient peach cobbler.
You know, you would think that a cobbler would be somebody who makes cobbler. I don't know what it's got to do with shoes.
They're cobbled together.
So is a cobbler.
That would be my first place to go. I would talk to him, see if maybe I'm not going to say, I mean, if he did it, he's not going to tell you outright, but...
I got distracted for a second. Is this cobbler the scorned kicky wicky?
No, this is Wright.
Oh, got it. Got it.
I think if this is what you were saying is a good place to start, then this Mr. Wright could be Mr. Wright.
Or we could probably look around the scene of crime and look for that weapon.
We might find it at Mr. Wright's place or in his trash.
Probably.
Shall we search Wright's refuse?
Sure.
I guess.
Onward to Mr. Wright.
Yeah, so are all 4 of you going to Mr. Wright's, or are you going to split the party?
Oh, let's not split the party.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
always hard to do in this kind of thing.
That didn't work great last time.
Yeah, I just didn't want them to get thrown in jail. That's why I did it.
Okay. Wait for Demyan to get back, and then we can make sure that he remembered to... Okay. So basically, you guys head... like I said, it's right where he told you it was going to be. That even has his name written on the... on like a little plaque. Like each house has like a last name, like the family name was attached to it. So you guys are able to find the house with absolutely no issue whatsoever. Who would be the one to knock on the door?
Well, do we have a game plan here? Because I don't know if you guys have noticed. We've been doing a lot of stuff that seems, I don't know, like we were just peregrinating through that house for nothing.
Yes, a plan.
Little bit off the cuff, yes, little off the cuff.
Are we going to gratulate him or are we going to sneak in?
Well, I mean, we need to possibly convince him that that we have a reason to come here. If it's just us 4, then perhaps we can come up with good reasons. Sadie, maybe you could come up with something. You seem to be very clever.
Demyan just bends down, takes a knife, and makes a slash on his boot. Wait, he's a cobbler.
Oh my gosh, that's so smart.
That's so good. You had me right mated for a minute there.
I mean, I could just walk in and ask him for his service while you guys poke around.
In the refuse. What a brilliant plan.
All right, if that's the game plan, Demyan, you go in with your slashed up boot. It's a combination, like it's his house and it's also his workspace. So like clearly he probably lives upstairs and then he does all the work. Like there's a desk where you can drop your boots off. And then he would go upstairs to, sleep and eat and everything else.
Sadie, you have a lot of fleshment about digging through the trash.
There are so many wonderful things that are new to me. I have yet to find reason not to dig through trash. Perhaps I'm about to.
So, Demyan, when you walk in, you see there's a man. He's wearing little tiny glasses, lacing up or stitching together a sole on a pair of boots. He's got a big, thick, bushy beard, brown. He's got brown hair, with a little touch of gray in there. So he's respectable looking. And he looks up when he hears the door open and goes, "Oh, an outside customer. Interesting. Haven't had one of those in a while. What can I do for you?"
Oh, yes. Hello, good sir. I just so happened to just set foot on this island and immediately, well, Demyan just points at his boot, step on something and get my boot cut.
Oh, that's terrible. He puts with his tools down at what he was working on and picks up the boot and is like, "Well, it's not too bad. I should be able to fix this up for you. Shouldn't take me more than a half hour to fix this up."
Okay, do you have a place for me to, I don't know, sit somewhere while
yeah.
you're at it?
He points. There's a chair. There's a couple like little chairs where you can just take a sit.
Oh, thank you.
And,
I
he
don't
gets to
know
work.
what to do. By the way, my name is Demyan Belov, and I just so happen to be in 39 Tsardam's trade navy. I was sort of looking for new places for us to trade, and I might even include your place, your shop, in one of our guides for our sailors. Just to know that if you have some troubles on this island, go here. May I have your name?
It's Kyle Wright.
Kyle Wright. Okay, Kyle Wright shop, best shoemaker in this city. Okay. Also, how long have you been at this business? You seem like quite an experienced one with such a great workshop.
I mean, my whole life, basically. I mean, my dad was the island, cobbler, and I learned from a very young age, and...
So you happen to live on this island for all your life. Maybe you know some rumors roving around. I get a feeling that you had something terrible happen recently, like someone got stabbed right in the middle of the street, or something like that.
I mean, the Jensen, he got, and if you ask my opinion, he got what was coming to him, but he was murdered a few days ago, but they caught the suspect already. They caught him right away, actually, because he stuck around at the scene of the crime.
I see the security here is quite on par. Or do you think they could have, I don't know, captured somebody who's not responsible for this? I'm just making notes on this island, just what to expect for our future sailors who come here.
I mean, this kind of thing doesn't happen very often here, so I assume if the town guards, though, if they say that's the man that did it, that's the man that did it.
Town guards might get lazy sometimes. That's what happens a lot in the places I come from.
I would like for you to roll 2d6, please.
That's a 6 and a 5.
Okay. I mean, you got more than enough. So you can see, as you're talking to him about this, as he's fixing up your boot, you do see one little bead of sweat kind of form under his hair and starts to run down his face into his beard. It's a pretty short gap, like it's only about this big. So it was hard to spot, so you did really well.
He also happened to say that guy had it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
What did you mean by that?
Well, he was well known for his proclivities. He spurned a lot of people in doing so.
You say it like you have a personal grudge on him. What did he do to you?
He didn't do anything to me. No, not me. Absolutely not. You can see another bead. He looks around. He makes sure the door is closed, and he's like, "It's cliched, I know what I'm about to say, but he stole my wife from me."
You're Kiki-Wiki.
I don't know what that word means, but
I didn't know it earlier too. I suppose it means something like wife or girlfriend.
You gotta roll with the context.
Yeah, I guess. That's what he did, though. The adulteress.
That guy really had it coming.
He did.
Whoever did it did a right job. You know, back in my place, we also punish for adultery by death. We beat them with sticks and stones.
I mean, that sounds pretty prolonged. It sounds like his was a quick job, though.
Yeah, something like a big needle or something like that. A quick stab. Just like, piercing some leather.
Before he responds, we're going to cut back to the other group real quick here. So while
we're outside digging in the trash.
Yep.
I'm very concerned that we have left our friend with a murderer, and I'm like, our plan was so good, guys, except when our friend gets killed.
When he has a knife in his hand.
Guys, I have really good feeling about what we're doing right now. It feels good, right? Good vibes.
So
Tord is digging through the trash.
yes. I would like everyone to just, unless you think one of your perks or quirks would help in this or hinder this, roll 2d6 for me, please.
Can I take Shug and put him in the trash and get him
Sure.
to like swim around in the trash can and see if he finds something?
Yeah, you can do that.
I'll roll. That's my my exotic pet perk, so I will use one of my karma to roll 3, or no, that's to reduce the difficulty.
I got a 1 and a 6.
Okay.
So I'll just roll 2.
I also got a 1 and a 6.
Woot.
I got a 3 and a 5.
All of you succeeded, though you, Torm, succeeded quite a bit more because you got 2. You find a blood-stained rag in the refuse.
Shug, what is that? What is here? Let me see. Oh God, that's blood. Oh, disgusting. Oh, Sadie, Marty, someone take this from me.
The little, it's like a sugar glider is holding up this bloody rag.
He just comes up. He's got it in his paws, and he holds it up like a little flag for me, and I grab it unsuspiciously, not knowing that it's a blood-soaked rag, and bring it close to my face to inspect it. Grossing myself out in the process, but Sadie, Marty, please.
Yeah, that's fine. It's okay. Yeah. I'll grab it.
The blood is definitely...
That raiment is stained with the life's blood of the deceased.
And it's definitely a few days old.
Or does a lady live here? Was the cobbler a man?
That is a possibility, yes. That is a possibility. Maybe we should go in and ask the cobbler if it is perhaps his wife's refuse, or if he has more to explain.
Yes, let's. If a lady lives here, then it could just be a normal raiment.
Right after you had said, Demyan, the question about it being a needle stabbed him, right before the doors open up with your friends and their new bloodstained cloth, he says, yeah, I mean, a knife, that's the way that should have been done. Or no, he says that's the way it was done, was with a knife. And then the doors open with your friends behind it.
Hello, we were in your trash. Somebody else say that.
Hello, Mr. Wright. Please tell me this belongs to Mrs. Wright. Please tell me we are in the wrong here, please.
Burning Bangs Open Doors says that.
Just full open, swings open. First thing out of my mouth. I'm holding it up like a map in front of me.
All right, buddy. I think I've heard enough.
Wright's eyes open up wide when he sees that in there. And he just goes, I knew I should have burned it. He tries to say it quietly, like under his breath, but he's too shocked, so he just kind of says it at regular speaking volume.
Oh, yeah, like that guy who was on mic and he left the room and he kept talking about how he killed those people.
Yeah.
Durst or whatever? Yeah.
So, yeah, he basically has all but confessed his guilt at this point now. He's like, no, yes, that does belong to Mrs. Wright.
Oh, thank goodness, Mr. Wright. I feel like I barely know you, but I knew you were an honorable man, yes.
Mr. Wright, you sure know about knives a lot.
Oh, it's part of the job. I have to have them to cut leather and things like that.
Like human leather.
Can I see if any of his knives are missing?
Sure. Go ahead. I don't know if any of your traits will help with this or not. Your trait's brawny, right?
Yeah, brawny, navigator, sea dog. No, not really.
No, it's okay. You can still roll 2d6 though.
6 and 4.
Okay, that's one success because it was gonna be a 5 for that. But all you needed was a success. So yes, there is a knife missing so there's actually 2 because there's one he's holding when he was using to do his repair work, and there's another spot where you can tell there's like a row of knives and they kind of like they ascend in size, and one of the more medium-sized ones is missing. He's holding like an X-Acto knife-sized one right now.
Mm-hmm. I think we should take him to talk to the mayor.
He looks up at surprise and is like, "Well, why? Why do I need to talk to the mayor? I don't need to talk to the mayor."
Well, I'm sure there's a magical way to tell whose blood is on this rag, and you seem to be missing a knife from your tool set. And I'm sure a master craftsman would never misplace his knives.
You should probably bring your Kiki Wiki along.
I don't know where she is because she left the island.
Then whose rag is this? I mean, raiment. Who possesseth this raiment?
He curses under his breath because he realized what he just did.
Oh, sorry.
I believed you, Mr. Wright. No.
He is not going to come quietly at this point. He is going to take his little tiny X-Acto knife and he is just going to chuck it at one of you guys. He's not a fighter.
Who do you chuck it at?
Let's roll. He is going to chuck it at Marty.
Do I have enough time for a reaction?
It doesn't matter. He critically failed it. I rolled a 1 on 1 die. So it just kind of like he does a weak little like, and it just kind of clatters on the floor at his feet.
Okay.
I do not mean to heap sneap upon your already foul day, but that was a very poor throw.
Demyan just gets a wrench, the biggest wrench he has, and swings it at this guy. All right, buddy, you're coming with us.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Definitely the best part of that movie.
Yeah, that's what this sack of wrenches is for. He is going to, there's a back door to this house, so he is going to turn tail and he is going to run out the back door.
Demyan throws the wrench at his back as he leaves.
Oh no!
Let's see if he can dodge a wrench. Go ahead and I'm going to let you say that it's agile. So is that what you have? But you have crafty. You're crafty.
I am a gunner, but it's not really a gunner.
No, but yeah, you just get 2 dice though. No penalty to that. But yeah, just chuck that wrench, my friend.
That's 4 and a 6.
Okay. So he was still pretty close, so it was a pretty easy target. So you hit him like right here, like in the upper part of his back, not the back of his neck or anything like that. But it hits him with just this real satisfying clank noise and this clunk sound. And he is down like a sack of potatoes. He's not unconscious. He's just going, oh, and he's trying to stand up, but he can't because he's had a wrench in his back.
All right, cable ties. Cable ties, there you go.
Is there any water in this room?
There's like a little bathroom off to the side, yeah, or like a little like a work sink, yeah.
Now, waterbender. And then take some of that water. Oh, I'm just going to take some of that water and have it form up into a rope and have it wrap around his leg and just drag him along by it.
And here Demyan stays with some of cable ties from his pocket, looks at the water, looks at the cable ties. Okay.
Kyle,
I'm guessing
have
I
you
get
no
2
armor?
die for this.
What'd you
My
say?
dice roller is. I said I think my dice roller is broken. I got a 6 and a 3. Getting a lot of 6s.
Yeah, that succeeds.
Okay. So yeah, we'll just drag him.
And what did Tord say?
I was just, while he's being dragged along here in the dirt, I'm just down low and I'm just absolutely disgraced. Mr. Kyle, you have absolutely no honor. You tell me Mrs. Wright is here and she leave. You tell this she leave the island. You lie right to Tord's face. I am honorable person. Look, you lied to me.
He's like, I would have killed him again, too.
Yes, if it wasn't for us, me and my 3 friends, and this sugar glider and lightning bat.
So yeah, you can drag him up to the mare. Your water bending holds the whole way up. And Wright is very scuffed up at this point because you're just dragging him through the dirt and through the woods. So he is even more like he's going to have quite the large bruise on his back, and he's just all pebbled up and just real nasty looking now because he's been dragged through the woods. When you knock on the door to the mayor's house, the same old man opens the door and goes, "Yes."
We're here. We got him.
He looks down and goes, "It appears Mr. Wright is in your custody. I will go fetch the mayor, leave him outside." And he shuffles back inside. And about 10 minutes later, he comes back out with the mayor. And the mayor looks at Wright on the ground in a water rope and he's like, he's like, "Kyle, like what?" And he looks at the 4 of you and it's like, he's what? What happened?
He is the guy. No need to thank us.
I mean, he goes over and it's like, "Kyle, you've been the cobbler here for decades, since before I was even born. Your father, he fixed so many shoes. You did too. You fixed my shoes. All of my shoes repaired by you. Why? Why would you do such a thing?"
He must have gotten tired of getting stepped on.
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
Damn.
Wow.
He felt it in his soul. He couldn't help it.
He turned heel. I'm out of shoe puns.
I know, I'm trying. I'm thinking.
No, that's good.
Come on, anybody would have done the same in his shoes. The Jensen guy had cheated on his wife.
Totally.
And here I thought women always went for shoes.
I guess not today. Like, well, you guys...
You should have married Carrie Bradshaw.
I don't understand that reference, sir. But
It's okay, the women do.
we'll arrange the release of Oren. I mean, what proof do you have, though, other than the fact that it's this? Do you show him the rag?
Well, there was also the confession. Hey, buddy, speak up. And I'm going to pulse some magic down this rope and make it get hot.
Ooh. Yeah, he's like, "Ow, ugh, yeah, no, I did it. I killed Jensen."
Keep going. We got to get that motive out there.
Because he stole my wife from me and she left. That's why she left, was because of him. I had to get my vengeance.
How did you do it?
Aren't there less women in prisons?
Yeah.
Alright, buddy, keep going. How did you do it? When did you do it? Where did you do it? And Demyan just nonchalantly takes out, this time, a pipe wrench and scratches his head with it.
I mean, it was where you found him, where he was found initially. It was after sundown, and I used one of my tools to do it, one of my tool knives. And I cleaned it up, and I should have burned the rag, and I didn't. I just threw it away in the trash because I figured no one would notice it.
Where did you throw the knife?
It's just in the house. It's upstairs.
See? Case solved.
Yeah, that was easy. Free the shirtless man.
Also, we require payment for our work.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, I mean, I wasn't expecting to have to pay anything out of the coffers today. How does 100 gold each sound? We don't have a lot of money here.
That sound actually great.
We'll take it.
Can we also have the pull-up bar? Oren's pull-up bar? I have personal reasons for needing the bar.
I'm very curious about these reasons.
I just need to work on upper body strength. Marty, shut up.
I didn't know there was a pull-up bar in the prison. I'm assuming he must have put that there himself out of something else that was in the cell. Sure. I feel like you can just buy those anywhere, though.
But would it be Oren's pull-up bar?
No, I suppose not. I suppose it wouldn't be.
That man is a master of his craft. He is chiseled like statue.
Tord, your rib cage, it needs some medical attention, wouldn't you say?
That is fair. I should probably get that checked out, yes.
Yeah. If only we knew a medic. He'll have to examine you very carefully.
I do not know of any medics oh, wait, yes. You do have one in your jail cell, I believe.
Well, let's not keep him waiting. Let's get him out of there. So you guys, it's like, you can keep him tied up like that. That's fine. You can drag him across.
This guy. Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you meant Oren. It's funnier that way.
It is. Yeah, you drag Kyle back to the prison, and Oren is still working out this entire time. He has not stopped. He's doing push-ups now, though. And he's like, "Oh, you guys are back!" And he sees the guy on the floor and is like, "Oh, I see you found my pardon. Excellent."
These brave friends of mine, Tord and Marty and Demyan, were so strong and capable as they took down this horrid murderer.
They took down a 45-year-old man.
With a very small knife, yeah.
Yes.
He was so crafty with the knife. He threw it with such gusto.
He would have gotten away with it if it weren't for their brilliant plans and amazing
and your trash digging
work. Yes, I dug through
Marty,
the trash
shut
for
up
you.
about the trash digging. It was the sugar glider, not me.
Oren, unfortunately, he puts his shirt back on as he is getting out of the cell. But he's been sweating, so it's not that effective at what he was wanting it to do anyway. So, and they throw Kyle into the cell, and it's like, well, I guess we're gonna execute this guy tomorrow. You guys want to stick around and watch that, or are you guys just gonna go home?
I'm not sure I need to watch an execution.
Just saying, they're open to the public, so
seems morbid.
Would you consider like a prolonged imprisonment as an alternative? Just a question. Oh, maybe you could do like some sort of indentured servitude that you could profit off of, and then you could keep him alive and make good wages from him without paying him. I'm proposing a for-profit prison system as an alternative to capital punishment.
Making him continue to make shoes. He's your only cobbler.
Hey, free shoes now.
got a point.
Just cuff him
Yes,
to
that's
his
true.
workplace.
Yeah, we'll just keep him under house arrest. It'll be fine. We'll have a constant guard present in his house. That would work, yeah. Once he heals up from that, he should be good to go. It's like, congratulations, Mr. Wright. You just got saved. The townspeople will be disappointed. No hangings, but it's all right.
But free shoes.
Free shoes, though. That is a good trade-off.
Kyle, I have been having a little bit of trouble with my traction on the deck surface. Maybe you could whip me up a pair of deck shoes now that you are otherwise indisposed.
He just grumbles.
Look, you are Mr. Right.
It's going to take him a long time to heal up. So from getting a wrench thrown into his spine.
Yeah, sure, I threw a wrench in his plan.
Mm-hmm. And the guard gives you the pull-up, or actually Oren takes the bar he was using as the pull-up bar down, and it looks like he's trying to take it with him.
Oren, surely if you are able to craft such a bar here in a prison, you could craft another one easily. Maybe recompense, maybe a little bit of payment for letting you out of jail. Slide toward little bit of pull-up bar.
He looks at the bar in his hand, and he's like, I just took it as one of the rungs off of the ladder to the upper part of the bed, but I guess I do already have my own workout equipment in the ship, so he tosses the bar at you.
Thank you, Orin. I will treasure this forever. I pull him in
That's an
close.
odd thing to say to someone you just met. It's like, well, you guys, I guess all that's left to do now is go back to the ship. There's not much to do here, except,
Excuse me, I need to pick up the saber that I threw in the bushes.
To handle that, I would like for you to roll. We'll actually say this accommodates because you're crafty, and that covers things like alertness and things like that. So to go get it, just roll 3d6.
Okay. That's 5, 4, and 3.
Okay. I mean, I set it to 5, so that's just all you need is a success. So yes, you have taken the gilded, golden, metal, shiny sword, and you're able to tuck it away with no one being any the wiser.
And with that, I return to the ship.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you guys are all back on the ship. There's a nice little reunion there where Orin, Grayson, and Michael all, do some sort of weird bro code secret handshake with each other. Between all three of them, it's a 3-person secret handshake.
I'm understanding this ship a little bit more. Yeah. This is actually a really great place for Marty to retire to. Like, it's got Orin on it now. Saying.
We don't know if he's interested. We'll see. That sounds like that's for later episodes.
We'll see. Yeah, future episodes, we'll find out.
I'm just saying, this is a fantasy series. Why make the guy hot if he's not an option, right?
It's always open till it's not. So Michael cooks up a fine feast for everyone. Even fancy. It was very fancy, like a roast and things like that. All the sides and fixins one could imagine. It's even gentle enough on your stomach, Torn. You're able to eat it and keep it down.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. This man, I thought he had an affliction with carbs. I thought he loved carbs as much as the architect of the mayor's house loved hallways and doors, but it seems like that is not the case.
Well, I pull out the stops whenever there's a special occasion. There's still a big pile of mashed potatoes. I mean, the carbs are still there.
Potatoes! I like potatoes.
Fluffy clouds from the Welkin into my stomach.
And Marty, he gives you permission to crank up the speed as high as you would like once you guys are done eating.
Absolutely. We'll just get this right back to Nikomoy real quick.
Okay. I'm not going to make you roll for that one just because it was a fun little thing. Yeah, you guys make it back to Nikomoy. Record time.
Once we're done eating, I wanted to talk with the captain, actually.
Sure.
Demyan just walks up to the captain's cabin, knocks, waits for permission, and then enters. And he shows Captain this golden gilded saber.
So before...
What do you say, Captain?
So when you knocked on the door, you do hear a little bit of hushed whispering, and then you hear a strange whooshing sound right before you open the door. When you kind of still hear like the little tail end of the noise. As you open the door, like it gets a little bit louder, but then when you open the door, it is just Michael in there.
Hey, Captain, look what I found.
So you found that?
Let's just say found that.
I mean, I'm not going back there. It sounds like you won't be going back there either. At least not brandishing this. Does it do anything?
No, it's just shiny, and it would perfectly fit your image if you decide, for example, decorate your captain's cabin with a painting of you, dressed all in a full parade uniform, with that sword in hand, and a hat, the fanciest hat of them all.
You bring up a good point. Yeah, I guess I could probably
I would
do something.
probably part my ways with the saber for that pistol of yours, which we had a talk about earlier.
Ooh, that I can't do. I can pay you money, but I can't
I'm
leave.
more interested in technology. And this particular gun.
I can't give you that one. I can give you a different one.
Well, that depends on the gun. Show it.
Okay. So he goes over to a chest, Or he actually goes over to a closet, and unlike most of the closets everyone's familiar with, unless you've been to the new IDO settings, it slides open with like with a weird automated thing. Like he put his hand on it and then just went open, and he opens up a few compartments and pulls out. It looks similar, but it's obviously not quite as nice as the one you had before. But it looks very similar. And he hands it to you and says, now there's only 6 shots on this thing. Once you're out, unless you can figure out how to make more. I'm not giving you any more ammunition to go with it.
Demyan takes a look at the gun, and does he understand the principles behind this gun?
Yeah, I mean, you can see where the firing mechanism is and all that. It's got its trigger, it's got everything. It has a magazine that comes out of it, and the projectiles are kind of weird looking. But you think with enough time and patience you'd be able to reverse engineer it. You just don't know how long it's going to take specifically because you've never seen ammunition like that before.
Demyan's jaw drops. He just looks like a puppy at this gun. Here you are. Take this saber. I won't need it anymore. Give me that. Thank you very much.
Michael takes it. He pulls it out of the scabbard, and he gives a couple like little dramatic flourishes and spins to it, and then he puts it back in there, and he puts it in the same closet, and then the door automatically closes again.
You look stunning with that. All you need is a fancy hat. The fanciest hat of them hats.
I'm sure I'll be able to find a pretty fancy hat.
Good luck finding a hat, and I must bid you adieu.
Thank you for the sword.
Thank you for the gun. Goodbye.
The rest of you, he does pay everyone as well in addition to that. And pretty handsomely, he gives you each an extra 1,000 gold or currency.
Nice.
So you at least have that for saving his friend, plus all of the food you've consumed along the way. So you guys get back to Nikamui in record time. Takes less than an hour. It takes about 12 hours instead of the 30 that it would have taken normally. And docks back up at the Nikamui port. And the 3 of them are just kind of there on the deck of the ship, giving you guys a send-off, basically. What would you guys like to... anything else you would like to say to them or anything like that? Or...
Au revoir. Let us know if you ever need help.
Wait, guys, I've heard of things like this before. Usually when you go on big crews, you all get together, you put small tip together for the crew, and there's little send-off. I myself, I will put 100 gold pieces towards tip for crew. They've been very generous towards us during our journeys.
You have a point.
I think they just paid us, but we can give them some back if you want.
Well, yes, but did it not feel like little bit of cruise, little bit of vacation on way there? They're very hospitable people.
Sure.
Sure. I'll pass your money to the captain. I also wanted to say my thanks to him and ask him one last question.
Yeah, what's the question?
Can you give me the contact for that magician you asked to make his magic on your ship? I might need to talk to him.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I remembered his last name. His last name was Beltrain. Here's his card that I made for him.
Thank you. And here is a little parting gift from us. We decided that you gave us almost a cruise, so just take it.
Oh, okay. He takes whatever you just gave him. He's like, thank you guys. You didn't have to do that. I mean, we're pretty comfortable with all that, but
it was our pleasure sailing with you.
It was a pleasure having you guys. Yeah, if we're ever back in this neck of the woods, then absolutely, we'll hit you guys back up and go from there.
Alrighty.
If we need your help again.
You know where to find us.
Or just come visit.
I swear I'll get the coffee machine working by the time you're next visiting us.
Oh, I look forward to seeing what you can do with that.
Alright, have a nice trip.
Oh, we intend to. Thank you. Anyone else?
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, once you guys are off the ship, they pull the gangplank back up, and starts sailing back out into open waters. And then as you guys are walking out of the port, you're walking, back to the guild hall with your fancy new gun and your money. You guys look off, especially you, Marty, because you are probably a little bit saddened by the leaving of Orin. You see the ship. It's pretty, like, it's kind of getting to the horizon, so you can see it, though. Like, you recognize the masts and the sails. You see the sails kind of, for lack of better terminology, dematerialize. And you see this little faint speck of it just kind of lift out of the water and just shoot off into the sky.
That's different.
And that's pretty much what I had. So, any cool down moments anyone needs? Joining us today is Marty.
That was an experience.
And Sadie, possibly.
Maybe Sadie. Bye.
Demyan.
That was a great adventure with a great payoff. Now I have my evening time. What would I spend on for quite a long time?
And Tord.
Another adventure filled with friends and good humor. We will all see you next time, I guess.
All right. Have a good one, everyone.
Bye.
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 It's that part of the show where we tell you about a podcast you might enjoy. Have you heard of Weird Horizon? This podcast features discussions on the spooky and the esoteric, the countercultural, and the just plain weird. Recent episodes featured the history of vampires, artificial intelligence, and reality shifting. Check out Weird Horizon, a podcast